I mean, overall, it's been probably the best decision I've made from Kansas, and I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Udoka Azubuike had 2 of his 4 years here at Kansas cut short with a similar injury impacting both sides of his body, but he's ready to go tonight as Doak looks like he's going to give it a shot. He's had an injured ankle in Manhattan, and he did warm up, and he looks like he's going to be fine. If you go back to the 60-46 win over TCU in Fort Worth, Doak had 20 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocked shots. Dot had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, and 3 steals. You see the impact of these first-team all-conference players. One of them is going to be the Conference Player of the Year, and one of them could actually be the National Player of the Year. They will both be in action tonight. In the meeting down in Fort Worth, TCU shot just 35% from the field. Kansas shot 41%. The Jayhawks were a +7 in rebounds and forced 17 TCU turnovers. Another interesting fact was that fast break points were led by Kansas 17-7. So a win tonight clinches at least a share of the Big 12 Conference title. That'll be number 15 under Bill Self, number 16 overall. Greg Gurley just ran faster than he has since the 90s to get out here. It's good to see you.
Sorry about that, but I have a good excuse. I was with Bob Davis.
There you go. There you go. A legend. What a special night. I mean, we talk about it every year. Some year we're going to lose on senior night. And I don't know what that's going to be like.
Don't say that.
But it's inevitable. It's going to happen probably in our lifetimes, but we don't know that. 36 straight. I mean, everything about the night is special. Many times we have a trophy that we're going to put out there, which could actually be part of tonight's festivities. We always look forward to an NCAA tournament, which is coming up. And then we honor some pretty special people.
Yeah, it's a great night. And like you said, 36 in a row is crazy. The fact that we've done it so many times in a row. And if you're an opposing team and you see the Big 12 schedule come out, you're like, wow, we got to go to Lawrence, the last game of the year? That's no fun. But
how does Jamie Dixon handle that? He's never won here. TCU has never won here, and Kansas hasn't lost for 36 straight. Now, he just came off beating number 2, and he wants to have the opportunity. I guess it goes back. Sean Kellerman pulled up us in the tournament back in 2008. Beating number 2 and number 1 on back-to-back nights.
Well, it's one of those things you got to just tell your team to play with a free mind. Then just don't think about it. Don't think that they're the number 1 team in the country. Just go out there and play like you play in the summertime and just, again, play with a free mind. And that's what they did against Baylor when they went on their run, and that's what they got to do tonight. And they can look at the film from a month ago. It was a 4-point game with 5 minutes ago until Kansas, their defense took over and built it out to a double-digit lead and were able to win. But it's a good basketball team. It's not your old-school TCU team. They got size. They got guard play. Desmond Baines playing as good as any guard in the league right now. So, again, heavy favorite. We should win, but we've seen that before. Now, in order to send these seniors out the right way, you got to take care of business tonight.
All right, we're going to be carrying those seniors.
I apologize for being late.
It's great to see you. Have a great call. I'll try. Look forward to seeing you in Kansas City. Thanks to our guests, Curtis Townsend, Greg Gurley, ESPN analyst Lance Blanks, to our producer-engineer Steve Kincaid, at courtside and studio engineer Alex Birch. For Sean Kellerman, this is David Lawrence inviting you to stay tuned. We've got Jayhawk basketball senior night coming up. Brian and Greg will have the call. This is the Crimson and Blue Show at Rock Chalk, Jayhawk.
When you park with The Parking Spot, our friendly drivers get you from trunk to airport terminal faster. And the time you save parking with us, you can use to perfect your presentation, choreograph your elevator victory dance when you close the deal, and to imagine your new office. Make a free reservation now at theparkingspot.com, and with the money you save, stay an extra day and let the sun shine in. Free reservations now at theparkingspot.com. The Parking Spot. We have airport parking covered.
Combining home and auto with State Farm gets you a whole lot covered for less. But this State Farm radio ad gets you this jam covered for free.
Cover it all, but nothing at all. I want my premiums to fall by combining policies for home and auto.
coverage, visit statefarm.com.
Hi, this is Bill Self with some straight talk about opioid abuse. We're all taught to share, but giving someone your pain medication isn't generous, it's reckless. Yet 1 in 5 people prescribed an opioid admit to sharing it. These drugs can be dangerous, even deadly. If you're asked to share, say no. Help prevent opioid abuse among your friends and family before it starts. Learn more about safe storage and disposal at itmattersks.org.
Score bonus points in a new car from Crown Automotive. Visit us for a large roster of new and used vehicles, expert maintenance, body shop and repair services, and an award-winning customer experience. $20 wash and vacuum with any service. Celebrating KU basketball and 25 years in Lawrence, and we are just getting started. Crown Automotive, your Toyota and Volkswagen dealer, 3400 South Iowa, Lawrence, Kansas. Go Jayhawks.
This open enrollment season, roll with a dental plan that gives you the smile power you need to manage any mishap. When you need to return a shirt, but the return clerk looks like a tough customer. When you're in the 10 items or less line with 11 items or more. You need the nation's largest network of smile-defending dentists to protect your healthy grin so you can unleash your smile power. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas.
This is Kansas basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
NHL star Matt Martin for American Humane.
I've had my fair share of bruises and injuries. But for many who put their lives on the line every day, it's not always the injuries you can see that hurt the most. Every single day, 184 veterans are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. When medications and therapy don't help, professionally trained service dogs can. American Humane has created a free guide to help veterans obtain these life-saving animals. For help, please go to AmericanHumane.org.
NHL star Matt Martin for American Humane.
I've had my fair share of bruises and injuries. But for many who put their lives on the line every day, it's not always the injuries you can see that hurt the most. Every single day, 184 veterans are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. When medications and therapy don't help, professionally trained service dogs can. American Humane has created a free guide to help veterans obtain these life-saving animals. For help, please go to AmericanHumane.org.
On the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. This is Kansas Jayhawk basketball. Welcome to the Delta Dental Jayhawk Shoot-Around. Brought to you by Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. Coming up, we'll count down to tip-off and hear the exclusive pregame thoughts of head coach Bill Self. Now, let's go live to courtside with the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
I'm down.
From the famed James Naismith Court at historic Allen Fieldhouse, the mecca of college hoops. Sweeping across the Sunflower State from KC to Colby, from Elkhart to Abilene, and all the rock chalk hot spots in between, Kansas Jayhawk basketball is on the air. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Alongside Greg Gurley and producer-engineer Steve Kincaid, I'm Brian Haney. The top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks close out the home schedule tonight, trying to win their 37th consecutive senior night. The Jayhawks will be honoring All-American candidate Udoka Azubuike and senior transfer Isaiah Moss, who have both played big roles in getting Kansas within one win of another Big 12 title. That victory and conference championship could come here tonight. Greg, Kansas can earn a share of an NCAA record 62 conference crowns with a win here this evening, but they'll have to do it against a sharp-shooting bunch of frogs that just put KU in position to clinch by upsetting number 2 Baylor behind a 54-point second half on Saturday.
Yeah, a few days ago, we were huge fans of the Horned Frogs after we got our victory in Manhattan, and they took care of business going on. It was an 18-1 run to take that lead and go on to beat the Baylor Bears. So now we got to take care of business. Like you said, this is a team that is playing with a lot of confidence right now. This is, Desmond Bain is a guard that's probably a borderline first-team All-Big 12 guy. He might get lost in the shuffle because of the Baylor guys, and our guys probably going to be 2 of each on that first team. But big-time player, has been around for a long time and can put up some numbers. The question is, can his supporting cast do the same? And Kevin Samuel's a guy that essentially got embarrassed at home because Doak dominated that game when we needed him, and Samuel came in as a guy that was, leading the league in blocks, and he was getting 12 rebounds a game, and Doak just kind of toyed with them. You got 5 straight possessions of dunks, and so need to take advantage of that again. Doak will be a little hobbled tonight, but we expect him to play.
We fully do. We'll talk with Azubuike and Isaiah Moss when we come back on the Delta Dental Jayhawks Shoot-Around on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Your voice lets him know he's safe. Shelter Insurance does the same for you. Roadside assistance is now included with your auto policy. So if your car leaves you stranded, just call and we'll take care of you while you take care of what's most important. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield, wear your shelter. Some restrictions apply.
Get the insurance coverage you need at the right price. See Lance Wallison, Brett Schneider, or Jeremy Stone in Lawrence.
On the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College, it's time to lace them up and play some one-on-one with our Midco player profile. Support for Kansas Athletics comes from Midco Internet, cable, and phone service, proudly connecting the Lawrence area. We're working hard to be better for you every day. Let's go. Once again, here's Brian Haney.
Tonight on our pregame player profile, we have not one but 2 great Jayhawks to listen to. It's senior night, so Udoka Azubuike and Isaiah Moss both joining us. Guys, what are you feeling in the minutes leading up to your final game in Allen Fieldhouse? Doak?
It's exciting, kind of emotional too. Being my last game, at the Fieldhouse. I just feel like the time run by fast. I remember when I came in my first time, and now I'm a senior, so. Just exciting and also emotional too.
Time's really flown by fast for you, Isaiah, because you've only had 1 year. But in that one season, what's been your favorite Fieldhouse moment up to now?
That's tough. My favorite, I think, just coming out right when they show that pregame video. I think that's pretty exciting every time. I like that a lot. So.
Doak, how about you? Is there any one particular home game, a win, a moment? You've had some posterizing dunks times 10 here. Any one signature moment that comes to mind?
I have so many moments. Like it's a lot that I can't even think of one. I got so much moment with my teammates, winning the conference championship multiple times. Also, I got so many great moments over here at the Fieldhouse that I can't just pick one, pinpoint one out. Yeah.
What would you guys say about the fan support, how much it's meant to you? I know for you, Doak, this season as a senior, they're hanging on every move. When you wag that finger in the air or when you smile, they're feeding off of that. Isaiah, when you hit threes, they're going nuts. What has the greatest home court advantage in college basketball meant to you over the years? And Isaiah, we'll start with you.
It meant a lot. Coming here from Iowa, it's nothing like this. The fan base is just absolutely crazy, insane. So for me, it was just awesome to see that.
Doak, how about you?
For me, the fans, the support they gave me throughout the years have been, it's been great. Like the fans, they've been there for me every step of the way, and even the good and the bad, they've been there for me. And I don't know what to say. It's just exciting, and just to have, the best fans in the world, support you every game. It means something special.
This could be a storybook ending if you could clinch a Big 12 title on your senior night. How special would that be? Doak, tell me about that and your mindset heading in, the chance to clinch at home.
It would mean so much. I mean, it meant so much, not just to me, but my teammates, to the players that played there before, to a lot of people. Like, it's going to mean so much. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
How much are you guys thinking about the game, and how much have you been sweating the speeches? Do you have them written? Are you ready to roll?
I actually haven't written mine yet. I know tonight I'm gonna jot some things down on a note card. But I'm pretty much just gonna go from the heart, go off the head.
Speak from the heart. And in the case of Doak, Bill Self told the media on Wednesday, he says, we're going to put a shot clock of 20 minutes on him because he feels like you've got a lot to say. You're smiling big.
Yeah, I got so much to say, man. Like, it's been so many memories here. Like Coach Self said, he knows I got so many memories. He said you gotta keep it short. You gotta keep it short, and it's your day. And I know I got a lot to say, but I'll try my best not to, go beyond the time limit.
You take as much time as you want, big fella. You've earned every second of it. Isaiah, we're so glad you've been a part of the Kansas family. The best is yet to come for both of you guys. But savor tonight. You'll remember it for the rest of your lives.
Thank you.
All right. That's Isaiah Moss and Udoka Azubuike. More pregame coming up on the Delta Dental Jayhawks shoot-around on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at Allen Fieldhouse. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, the official hardwood floor care provider of Kansas Athletics.
Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. It's time to hear from the head coach himself. Part one of our pregame visit with Bill Self is presented by LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmh.org/health. Now, here again, Brian Haney.
Well, Coach, it's one of the best nights of the year every year. Senior night in Allen Fieldhouse. 2 special seniors again this year, one of which you've had for 4 years. But let's start as we give tributes to the 2 seniors with the rookie on the Kansas crew here this year. He's a senior, but just 1 season for Isaiah Moss, and yet this has seemed to be a really good match for him in Kansas for 1 season.
I think it has been. He's been great for us. Hopefully we've been equally good for him. He came from Iowa because, graduated from there, and the rule allows players to do that if they have eligibility left. And since he redshirted as a freshman, he did, and to our benefit, we'd have no shot being where we're at unless Isaiah was with us. So really proud of him. He's not a good person. He's a great person and got a sweet heart and disposition, and I'm really happy for the success he's had, and hopefully he's going to finish it out strong.
Of all the kids that express gratitude for being a part of the Kansas basketball experience, he does about as good a job of verbalizing that as anybody.
And he's extremely quiet, so to get him to talk at all is something monumental. But he is. I read some things and saw some things that he had said, and it really touched me because I know it was heartfelt. He's a unique young man.
You mentioned yesterday when it comes to 4-year guys, they should mature and blossom and grow over the course of 4 years. We all should at any stage of our lives. But when I think about guys that really blossomed in terms of their game, their personality, just them as individuals, Udoka's got to be on the short list of guys that have come the farthest.
Well, he was the youngest we've ever had when he got here. Svi was young, but he was older than Doak. And Doak's done great. It's been an up and down ride for him. Only because of health, because he's missed 2 years with major injuries, and technically he could come back another year because he used to have a red shirt, but that won't happen. But I'm so proud of him, and he's blossomed into not one of the best big guys in our league, one of the very best big men in America. He's playing to his athletic ability, his confidence level is higher, and certainly. People can say that we are good defensively or whatnot, and Marcus is a tremendous defensive player, maybe the best in the country. But Doak changes everything. he changed. We watch tape as a staff and with the players, and he just changes everything because of his presence. And so he's had a great year, and certainly it's one that I hope he's healthy enough to perform well tonight. But I certainly hope our fans give him the tribute he deserves.
We can't talk yet about what his legacy will be because the next 4 weeks will go the farthest in determining that. But he's on the cusp of a pretty special way of being remembered.
Well, he's been on one Final Four team, and who knows where this one will end up. But he's got a chance to be an All-American. I don't know about first team, but certainly second team, I would think, and as Dot does as well. So that would be awfully special. And the big thing for him is, he'll graduate. He's done great in school, all those things. But the big thing for him is, has he helped himself by coming back? And I think the strong sentiment is that he has. And so, hopefully that'll translate to being, a draft pick and making a team and all those things. But he has worked really hard, and there's been a lot of people, not us, but a lot of people, i.e. scouts, draft boards, NBA brass, that have said there's really not a place in the game for somebody like him. And I think he's going to prove everybody wrong.
Completely agree. When we come back, we'll talk about the matchup with TCU right after this on the Delta Dental Jayhawks shoot-around on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
This is your home for Kansas Jayhawks basketball. The Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Kansas sports fans, Midco SN has a new show for you that's devoted to high school sports in the area. Kansas Preps Plus features the players, coaches, fans, and alumni that make high school sports great. Whether it's on the gridiron, the court, or the pitch, we bring you in-depth looks at the teams you care about most. Catch it Wednesdays at 6 p.m. only on Midco Sports Network, channels 622 and 32.
Are you tangled in high-interest credit card debt? Cut your debt when you transfer the balances on your high-interest cards to a Truity Visa card with an introductory rate of 1.99% APR. That's right, 1.99 on balance transfers and purchases for the first 15 months. You could save hundreds in interest. What are you waiting for? Start saving money today. Come in or go online to learn more and apply. TruityCU.org/cutmydebt. With approved credit, come in or go online to apply.
As an athlete, you always want to perform at your best, and so do we. We are your sports medicine team at LMH Health, offering performance training, rehab therapy, and specialized care from physicians and surgeons at Ortho Kansas. Our athletic trainers assess sports injuries on and off the field, providing the care you need where you need it. We are athletes who treat athletes to help you stay close and go further. Learn more at lmh.org/sportsmed.
On the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Get ready for more with the head coach. Part 2 of our pregame visit is presented by Intrust Bank, proud supporter of Kansas basketball and all Kansas athletics. Once again, here's Brian Haney.
We continue our pregame conversation with head coach Bill Self and take a look at TCU, who just put up 54 second-half points in taking down number 2 Baylor on Saturday. Desmond Bain at his best and one of the great scorers our league has seen. Your thoughts on this team with a full head of momentum heading in?
Well, we think they're a second-half team, and that was certainly evident against Baylor. 54. We hung 52 on them in a game at home. So that's unbelievable. And of course, Desmond Maid and Fuller, they were both terrific, having unbelievable games, 23 and 21. But they were all, at key moments in the second half, it seemed like. But they're on a roll. They still got a chance to get in the tournament too. They win here, they can get in the tournament. Then they probably have to hold serve at home, but they're right there, and we know we'll get a great effort from them. And certainly it's a senior day for us. So hopefully that'll bring out the best in us, but sometimes it can also bring out some nervousness too. So it'll be a jacked atmosphere. I certainly hope that we have a chance to celebrate afterwards and honoring the seniors, and of course clinching a share of the Big 12. But we got a lot of work to do before that happens.
They average over 8 3-pointers a game. I imagine running them off the line's a key. What are some further keys?
Well, yeah, we got to run them off the line, and we got to attack their zone. I think that they're going to play a zone. We all do. And, we did a good job defensively the first half. We held them 46 the first game. So, hopefully we cannot let them get in a rhythm, but we need to take Bain out, and that's hard to do, and not let him have a big game. And, Doak did a great job, and David did a great job on Samuels the first time. And we need to be able to dominate that position again, even though Doak's not at full strength. So it'll be interesting. They're a different team than we played them the first time. Hopefully we're a different team as well.
At what strength is Azubuike?
I don't know. At the time of this taping, we haven't shot yet today, so we'll see how he goes today. But he did practice yesterday some, so I anticipate him trying.
Finally, I know a 60-second conference title and senior night are the things at the forefront of your mind, but tonight also would mark your 500th win at Kansas. Pretty special. I won't congratulate you yet, but that's remarkable to do it in 17 seasons.
Yeah, it'd be great if we could get that done. But tonight is all about Doak and Isaiah, and there shouldn't be any other thoughts about that. And then hopefully celebrating afterwards with a nice team accomplishment. But those other things are cool, and people take note of those, especially some media members and stuff like that. But in the big scheme of things, this should be just about those guys tonight.
Well said. That's why you're the Hall of Famer. Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Brian.
That's head coach Bill Self. When we come back, Greg Gurley has his keys to a Kansas win. That's next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
This is Kansas basketball on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
It's time to imagine more for your business with smarter financial workflow solutions from Central Bank. We offer a full set of tools and people to make your business run smoother. Cash management and card services, payroll solutions, and loans tailored for you. Central Bank has everything you need to manage more than just your money, so you can get back to imagining even bigger possibilities. To learn more, visit centralbank.net/business. Central Bank. We do business better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When pro athletes get hurt, they get same-day results. Why shouldn't you? At Diagnostic Imaging Centers, you'll get pro treatment with same-day results at a lower cost. So when that slide into home plate means you need an x-ray, remember you have a choice. Tell your doctor you choose Diagnostic Imaging Centers for your next x-ray, CT scan, or MRI.
Diagnostic Imaging Centers, centered on you.
Hi, Joel Goldberg here. My family has used Kate's Heating and Cooling for over a decade. We look forward to them coming out twice a year to make sure our equipment is safely operating at maximum efficiency. But it goes beyond just the tune-ups. We had cooling problems on the second level, and Kate's was able to customize a solution to cool the upstairs. Problem solved. Call now to schedule a furnace tune-up or get a free estimate on new equipment. Financing is available. Kate's Heating, Cooling, and now Plumbing. Service makes the difference.
Back in live at Allen Fieldhouse. Just had a carnation shower at center court for Udoka and Isaiah Moss, as well as the Kansas basketball senior managers. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and auto insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote today at geico.com. Easy.
My biggest key to the game is protect your seniors. Let them go out the way they should go out, with a win. So everyone's got to bring energy tonight. Let Doak and Isaiah shine. Win a Big 12 championship, at least a share of it. Take care of business. Enjoy the night. Protect your senior.
I like it. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups right after this. Keys to the game, as always, brought to you by the Kansas Health System. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine, too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Get the insurance coverage you need at the right price. See Lance Wallison, Brett Schneider, or Jeremy Stone in Lawrence.
Kansas basketball will return after this from your local station on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Sherman Gillums Jr., Paralyzed Veterans of America.
For more than 70 years, Paralyzed Veterans of America has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get all the benefits they have earned.
Al Kovac Jr., Paralyzed Veterans of America.
We provide one-on-one support tailored to your individual needs, including healthcare advocacy, benefit support, and career assistance.
For more information, call 1-800-424-8200 or visit pva.org. A public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Hiya, Queen of All Knowledge here, reminding you, creeps out there on the internet hack, scam, and trick savvy cyber users every day, but we can fight back. It's as easy as IC3. If you're a victim of online crime, don't give up. Visit IC3, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Your tips help the FBI track down cyber criminals around the world. Report your crime to www.ic3.gov today.
Debt. If you get in too deep, members of the NFCC, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling, can help you put debt in its place.
Credit cards took charge of my financial life. A certified credit counselor helped me get back in control.
Student loan debt followed me wherever I went. NFCC taught me all I needed to know.
Connect with an NFCC certified credit counselor at your local member agency today. We'll help you put debt in its place. Go to nfcc.org/stopdebt or call 877-410-6322.
Back in live at Allen Fieldhouse. Tonight's game broadcast brought to you in part by Sumner One, KU's source for document and print technology and a proud partner of Kansas Athletics. Discover the one place where everything works, visiting SumnerOne.com today.
Take a look at the TCU Horned Frogs coming in at 16-13, 7-9 in the Big 12, and as Bill Self said, if they can get a win tonight and hold serve on Saturday, gets them to 500. So Kansas needs to know we got a motivated Horned Frog teams. They get it started with Edric Dennis, P.J. Fuller, Desmond Bain, second leading scorer in the league, along with Grayer and Kevin Samuel, 6'11", 250-pound sophomore in the middle. 10 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks. The Jayhawks go with Devon Dotson, Marcus Garrett, Ochai Abaji, and then the two seniors rounding out the starting lineup. Isaiah Moss, the transfer from Iowa, been starting as of late and has really been doing some good things. Been great at the free throw line, playing much better defense. And then a guy that we've seen grow up right in front of our eyes. He's had an up and down career solely because of injuries. 20 games over 2 years, and then the other 2 years he's just been absolutely dominant. So let's send the big fella out right. Udoka Azubuike with his final start here in Allen Fieldhouse. This has been the Delta Dental Jayhawks shoot-around. The opening tip is next on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
An auto policy from State Farm gets you collision coverage. And this radio ad from State Farm gets you coverage of this beloved 90s hit.
I hit a car. I hit a car, I hit a car. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. My agent's gonna help me.
For more coverage, visit statefarm.com.
This is a radio ad for Natural Light. Although you may know us as Natty Light, we've got big news. We made a 6% hard seltzer. So move over basic seltzers of the world because Natty Light Seltzer has entered the chat. Our seltzers come in flavors like Aloha Beaches, a mango and peach flavored blend, and Catalina Lime Mixer. When cherry and lime become best friends, Natty Light Seltzer. The seltzer you never saw coming is here. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Catalina Lime Mixer, Natural Light, Aloha Beaches flavored malt beverages, ales in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Big 12 basketball is back on SiriusXM. We've got 24/7 talk and analysis on SiriusXM Big 12 Radio with hosts like Fran Fraschilla, as well as live play-by-play. Listen to your favorite team live for $4 per month for as long as you are a student. Subscribe now at SiriusXM.com/Big 12 Hoops.
Emily is revved up for Kansas Lottery's Race Day at Kansas Speedway promotion.
Come on, honey, put the pedal to the metal.
We're at a red light in the city. She's thrilled with the chance to win a racing weekend.
When it turns green, get to the inside and floor it.
She scanned her tickets on the PlayOn app, earned her points, and entered to win.
You're all gonna eat my dust.
There's no one else here. She could be one of 30 lucky winners of the May race weekend.
Green, green, green! Punch it!
This is a minivan! See kslottery.com for details.
Give your employees the smile power they need to conquer any business challenge with a healthy grin. When you want your top people to feel at the top of their game. When your sales team is fresh out of rebuttals and the deal needs to get closed. When it's time to pick a dental insurance plan, give your employees the nation's largest network of smile-defending dentists with plan options that meet your company's budget. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas.
This is a presentation of Learfield IMG College.
Learfield IMG College.
It's senior night at Allen Fieldhouse as two special Jayhawks play their final game in the fog. Senior center Udoka Azubuike and senior sharpshooter Isaiah Moss.
Ahead to Doak. A one-hand right-hand hammer. Udoka Azubuike with the posterizing flush. Holy smokes, what a dunk. Garrett, a lob. Doak, another dunk. An 8-pack of dunks for Udoka Azubuike. Brown, left side to Moss. Shot fakes on a three. Out to Brown. Back to Isaiah. Now he pulls the trigger. Now he hits. Isaiah Moss from the wing. His third three of the game. Moss for three. He did it again. Isaiah Moss throws in another three ball. His sixth of the night.
KU enters tonight's game having won 14 games in a row and can clinch a share of an unprecedented 62nd conference title with a win tonight. But it won't come easy as TCU rolls in with the reigning Big 12 player and newcomer of the week, Desmond Bain and PJ Fuller. The Frogs are fresh off a huge upset of number 2 Baylor and would love nothing more than to add a win over number 1 next. So, can Kansas give Doak and Moss the senior night they deserve and grab Coach Self his 500th win at KU? Or will the Frogs leap their way to another monumental upset and finish what would be the best 5 days in their program history? Find out next on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
On the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Ahead to Ochai and a left hand tomahawk jam. Ochai Abaji pumping his fist, pounding his chest.
Kansas Jayhawk basketball is on the air. Live play-by-play action of Jayhawk basketball is presented by Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery. Dream bigger. Bud Light. This basketball season, keep it crisp with Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Intrust Bank. Proud supporter of Kansas basketball and all Kansas athletics. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. Now, let's go live to courtside alongside Greg Gurley. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
At guard, a sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 1, Devon Batson. At guard, a sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri, number 30, Ochai Abaji. At guard, a junior from Dallas, Texas, 0, Marcus Garrett. At guard, a senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 4, Isaiah Moss. And at center, a senior from Delta, Nigeria, number 35, Udoka Azubuike. Your Kansas Jayhawks.
The always fantastic Eric Danielson on the public address. Sad to say that's the final time we'll hear those golden pipes belt out Udoka Azubuike and Isaiah Moss for that matter. But let's put on a show for those two on their senior night. Chalk up a 60-second conference crown and get Bill Self his 500th win as the Kansas head coach.
How about that? You know, we don't talk about that enough because Bill doesn't like to talk about it, but 500 wins possibly tonight in less than 17 seasons. It's unbelievable. So hopefully, for a lot of reasons, we take care of business tonight and get that 500.
Seniors get to pick what uniforms they wear on their senior night. A couple of years ago, Devontae and Svi and Clay Young wanted red. Well, Doak and Isaiah Moss, they want the 90s throwbacks, the Paul Pierce era uniforms. So they break huddle wearing whites with the 90s throwback look. Blue numerals, crimson trim, TCU breaking huddle in purple unis, white lettering, block lettering across the chest, TCU, and white letters and numbers as well. Azubuike in the jump circle opposite of Kevin Samuel. Our officials are Tony Padilla, Jeb Hartness, and in his final game ever at Allen Fieldhouse, Joe DeRosa, a Hall of Fame official indeed. Toss on the tap, comes our direction to Greg Gurley. And I wish that counted for something, but unfortunately it's going to be TCU ball as Marcus Garrett touched it last. I think if the radio crew possesses off the tip, whatever crew gets it, their team should get the ball.
I should have shot it.
You're deadly from 54 feet sitting down. Of course,
sitting down one arm, but TCU will have it first.
Frogs with the basketball from left to right as we view the court. Kansas opening it a man-to-man. We'll see a lot of zone tonight out of TCU. Bain flings it out between the circles. Grayer collects there. Shot clock showing 14 as it goes back to Bain right in front of the Kansas bench. He pulls up for a long two, misses it with a brick, and a rebound to Isaiah Moss of KU. Here comes Kansas from right to left with Devon Dotson at the point.
You know, you mentioned they'll play a lot of zone, but they come out in the man-to-man. They were very effective with that zone in Fort Worth. Kansas didn't play well against it.
Of course, KU's defense was even better and holding them to 46. Here's an errant pass by Dotson that's batted into the backcourt, but he collects it there. Dotson behind his back to the cup. Left-hand runner misses, and a rebound plucked out of the sky by P.J. Fuller. Back come the Frogs. Fuller, little stop and go, trying to throw it across the blocks. It was kick saved by Azubuike and stolen away by Moss. Two seniors combining on that one. Moss thought about a contested three, instead goes inside to Doak, goes up with a right hand and hits. And Azubuike's senior night starts with a bang.
Yeah, he established position, he was aggressive and went right into the chest of Samuel.
2-0 Kansas, 18:40 to go, as the Jayhawks look to clinch at least a share of the Big 12 title. Here's the three-pointer launched and drilled from the left side by Dennis out of Dallas, Texas. He only averages 6 a game, but he can throw them in from deep.
Yeah, with that pick and roll out top, two guys go with him, and that cross-court pass is the one pass that's open, and Kansas doesn't recover.
3-2 TCU. Abaji feeds it into the big fella. Udoka backing his way down. Takes two dribbles, gets stripped going up, but it's saved by Moss. Moss again, Johnny on the spot. That's the third loose ball he's picked up. 3 to shoot. Dotson to Doak. Doak gets fouled. And Azubuike will toe the line as Samuel fouled him with 2 ticks on the shot clock.
Yeah, Devon went all the way under the basket. Thought he had a layup, but saw the big fella right there. Now Doak will have to earn him. Been shooting the ball so much better from the free throw line over the last 5 or 6 games. Had that 7 of 8 last Monday against Oklahoma State. See if he can start out here tonight.
Misses the first
hit. You could hear him say that's off the second he released it.
In a fairy tale storybook ending to his career at Kansas, he'd be perfect at the free throw line in his senior night.
The fairy tale would be if he followed the likes of Scott Pollard and Jeff Withey and made a 3 to go 1 of 1 in their career, but instead he's 0 of 2 from the free throw line. And
shooting over 74% in his career, trying to finish above Taco Fall, who graduated after last year from Central Florida for the best mark in NCAA history. That looked like a travel.
He got caught in the air, did the right thing, getting it out of his hands, I think just before his foot hit the ground.
Early in time, but now he's going to have to put it up. 1 on the shot clock, and the shot clock expires.
Well, how about the switch with Kansas switching out, Azubuike on the little fella, and Dennis unable to turn the corner or get a shot over Azubuike. That's how much they trust him defensively.
R.J. Nembhard checks into the game for TCU. He had missed the last couple of games with a groin injury. But TCU has some pieces back tonight in Nembhard. We also expect to see Francisco Farabello. He missed a couple of games after being concussed.
Yeah, and when those guys were out, it allowed guys to get more minutes for TCU and grow up a little bit, if you will, and get a little more comfortable. TCU jumps into that zone.
3 seconds going against the Jayhawks. Bill Self, 499 and 109 is his career record at Kansas. If he wins tonight, he joins Fog Hallen in the 500 win club for KU. Of course, playing at Allen Fieldhouse. What a great shot, by the way, on the left of Fog Hallen in the Fieldhouse. You see the track that ran around the basketball court at one time here. Like this building celebrated its 65th anniversary on Sunday. Ledee trying to get the pass for Greer. Azubuike had it for a moment, but Ledee gets it back for TCU. Shot clock did not reset, so it's at 5 as the ball's tipped out of bounds by Garrett.
When you talk about Coach Self, I mean, he's just normal, a normal guy. Really enjoy him as a coach in college basketball.
Hall of Famer. Shot clock winding down, got it off in time, and Ledee is fouled by Garrett.
A great decision there by Nembhard to take the ball to the basket in a late shot clock situation. TCU doing a great job collectively rebounding. Anytime you got Azubuike on the floor, you've got a gang rebound and almost gang box out because he's extremely greedy around those boards, Azubuike, because of his length. Recently had a 19 rebound game. I mean, he can get just about everything that comes off the boards.
Ledee hits both free throws after going 4 of 4 from the line on Saturday against Baylor. Those were obviously big free throws as they won by 3.
They'll stay in this zone. Try to mix things up a little bit.
Garrett, lob, and Azubuike. Well, in the first meeting won by Kansas in Fort Worth, 60-46. TCU did go to the zone at times, and they go to it there, and it looks like they're getting banged with a foul at the end of that play.
Yeah, Bain got caught under him, but is there any doubt what they're trying to do? Kansas has one play. Go to the senior Azubuike. He's having a field day so far.
Built for the guy who has everything and needs to tow it. The Tow and Stow is equipped with multiple ball sizes and adjusts in 1-inch increments to the height of your trailer for level towing. Best of all, it stows when you aren't using it, away from your shins and garage door. Machined from American steel with a 2-stage finish, the Tow and Stow is the last hitch you'll ever need.
Calling all Frogs, TCU men's basketball is back, and Jamie Dixon's Horned Frogs are ready to make a name for themselves this season. Watch the Frogs compete against the Big 12 and take down powerhouses from across the conference. Get on board the Frog train. Get your season tickets now at GoFrogs.com.
Bumbling baggage blunders. You're heading home from vacation, and your souvenir-stuffed suitcase is dangerously close to excessive weight status. This looks like a job for Smile Power. Good thing you've got first-class dental insurance, backed nationally by over 65 years of molar defending experience. So you can keep your mojo moving with a healthy grin. Unleash your Smile Power with Delta Dental. Delta Dental.
Get ready for game day with officially licensed TCU merchandise from shop.gofrogs.com or any store location in the Amy G. Carter Stadium. Gear up with apparel and accessories, including t-shirts, hats, jerseys, and more. It's a great selection of Horned Frogs gear, and it's all available right here at shop.gofrogs.com. A Fanatics experience.
Welcome to the Big 12, a place marked by unmistakable commitment and unrivaled spirit, where every school plays every other, home and away, and champions are crowned in uncompromising fashion. Welcome to the Big 12, a conference unlike all others, where potential is unlimited, performance is unsurpassed, and excitement is unleashed.
Senior night in Lawrence, Udoka Azubuike has scored the first 6 points for KU. 2 of his 4 years have been injury plagued, including his freshman year ended due to a wrist injury. 2017-18, though, led the nation with 77% from the field. Then last year, only 9 games before the season-ending hand injury. But this year, he's a Wooden Award finalist, and what a final season he's having. I guess the silver lining, Lance, in the injuries is that without them, there's a pretty good chance Azubuike would not have played all 4 years.
Yeah, there's no question. So there's been the blessing and curse, not only for Kansas, but for him. I think also it's allowed him to get into extremely special shape. He's lost a ton of weight. I mean, how about calling him a little bit of the comeback kid in terms of what he's done since he's been here?
Agbaji able to thread that lob. And Azubuike, his guardians are here tonight from Jacksonville, Florida. Ariadana Coxon, mom from Nigeria, not able to make it tonight. By the way, the foul was on Ledee at the other end a couple of sequences ago, not Bain, but TCU comes up empty on this trip. And away from the ball, we're going to get a push, I believe, on Samuel, and that's his second. So here's the play. The lob.
Well, whenever you defend Kansas on the perimeter and you allow their guards to get going downhill, Azubuike is most dangerous because they don't have to go finish the basket, Mark. All they've got to do is lob it up when the help comes. And it's a wrap from that point in terms of scoring because Azubuike can catch pretty much anything you put up and around the rim.
TCU has 14 fouls, but 2 against Ledee and 2 against Samuel. Dotson unable to finish. Azubuike trying to go back up. Greer got a hand on that on the backside to prevent Azubuike from scoring again.
Boy, that was just a great block by Greer, staying with it and putting his eye right on the ball and hand on the ball as Azubuike tried to go up.
Ledee elected to take the long jumper around and out. Got Dotson, who leads the Big 12 in scoring. 18 a game. Bain second in the league in scoring. And Azubuike making the early statement tonight. He has all 10 of Kansas's points.
Yeah, so much for space and pace basketball. This reminds me a little bit of Shaq, both in college when I played against him and in the NBA when he was at LA, and you just couldn't figure out a way to stop him.
Bain just a little off the right side with that 3. Feeding Doak again, but this time pushed out by Nembhard, trying to back him down into the lane. Hands it off with a quick pass to Garrett. Timeout TCU. And right now, the Frogs do not have an answer for Azubuike.
No, because it's a unicorn on the court right now. And we better call, or TCU better call, pet control, because this young man is doing something that they have no counter for. If he has this much space and this much time, count it, Mark, it's a basket. Then he throws a new element at you. You come and you double, guess what? He can pass a little bit too. He's incredibly dangerous right now. And Kansas is not shying away from going to him just about every single trip down the floor as the score shows.
Well, and to double the problems for TCU here, Lance, Samuel's their main big guy, and he has 2 fouls. The guy who comes in if Samuel has problems, the pseudo big guy is 6'9", Jade Ledee, and he has 2 personals. So the 2 guys you would anticipate guarding Azubuike are already in foul trouble.
Yeah, and you know, in their defense, it's not a fair match because of Azubuike's size and strength down there. But, Mark, they've got to do a little bit better job, and it's easier said than done, especially sitting over here, of guarding him early and even considering fronting him to try to keep the ball out of his hands on the offensive end.
TCU trying to end an 8-0 run here for the Jayhawks. Bain Ledie's fouled by Toxin.
Well, a nice job finding a mismatch because they're switching even with Udoka.
Well, what were they doing earlier today to try to duplicate Azubuike and the shoot-around for TCU? Well, they don't have anybody that's Doak size, but they use Harrison Young, one of their players, who's listed generously at 5'11". And he was matching him up there against Kevin Samuel. You just can't duplicate Doak, so to speak.
No, and I meant that a moment ago. I said it reminds me a little bit of Shaq. Mostly not in terms of who the players are, but in terms of trying to figure out ways to stop them. Just because there's no counter to them defensively, you've almost got to put 2 or 3 guys on them.
That's Harrison Young, by the way, on the bench.
And Harrison, great job. Well, Coach Dixon was laughing as we, during the shoot-around, talking about him trying to be Doak.
Well, the 12 Kansas points, 10 from Azubuike, the other assisted by Azubuike. The other senior, Moss, a miss, but a rebound by Doak. Brown's pass for Dotson, picked off by Nembhard. Open look on the way. Deontay Smith too strong. Ledee fighting for it, and it's going to be tied up. Possession arrow will give it to Kansas.
In spite of the mini run to start the game, I think TCU has done a nice job, Mark, of just staying within striking distance. To me, here's their opportunity. And that's no slap at McCormick, who is a very good ball player in his own right, but he's no Doak. And now Kansas will have to play offensively a little bit of a different way with high screens and such, which should give TCU a chance to stop this little run that Kansas has been on with Doak on the floor.
Abaji high off the glass. No, Ledee. Quick outlet pass for Nembhard. Almost lost the dribble. They're going to get Kristen Brown for a foul on the floor. His first. So Doak getting a little rest after a monster start tonight.
Oh yeah, that little run. I saw him have one similar to what we just saw earlier in the season in Hawaii. This was against Dayton. But that was quite impressive. Pulled out the full arsenal to start this game.
That was quite a game in the championship of the Maui tournament.
Yep.
And both those teams have proved that they are a couple of the best in the nation, Dayton and Kansas. Nembhard elects to shoot it short. Now TCU as a team, Lance, as we know, really dependent on the threes and the jump shot. Haven't got it going yet early. Smith knocks it away from Dotson. We come to a timeout. 8 minutes into the game. TCU really fortunate, though, to only be down 5.
One-day delivery, video, music, and more with Prime.
Here's a razor that works differently. The Gillette Skin Guard. It has a guard between the blades that helps protect skin. The Gillette Skin Guard.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
How fast does Dove Dry Spray actually dry? Dry Spray dries in an instant, leaving these men with nothing to do in this ad. Thankfully, we've got something to fill the time, instantly putting these guys back into their comfort zone. Dove Dry Spray dries instantly and keeps you protected for 48 hours.
Have you ever wondered what the motorcade driver drives when they're not in a motorcade? This one drives a Volkswagen Passat.
Doug.
And now for their service to the community, we present Limu Imu and Doug with this key to the city.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And now, we need to get back to work. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
No one knows where it comes from. It's the fighting spirit. Ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. As long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our coverage all season long on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus to the men's hoops. It concludes the regular season version this Saturday. And a couple of big games, especially that Baylor-West Virginia game in Morgantown Saturday at 1 Eastern. And then Lance and I and our crew will be at Iowa State, or actually Iowa State at K-State in Manhattan. And don't forget post-game pressers when they get to the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. Joe Lunardi, busy time of year for him. He's got Kansas and Baylor not only as 1 seed, but as the top 2 overall seeds. West Virginia, believe it or not, is still a 7 seed. Texas Tech an 8, OU 10, and Texas with 5 straight wins now as an 11 seed. You know, what a rebound for the Longhorns.
Yeah, what a rebound. Come on, I got to talk to Joe, though. He still has the Horns now at 11 seed after beating most of those guys ahead of them, with the exception of Baylor and Kansas. Come on.
Well, 5 games ago, Texas, especially after the loss to Iowa State, was left for dead. They have resurrected. There's a long jumper from Ledee.
Yeah, I mean, Texas has won in just about every fashion that you can imagine at this point in the season, Mark. They, went into Oklahoma and took a victory after the late missed free throws by Doolittle and Manick.
And Matt Coleman banks it along three, basically at the buzzer to win it.
Hey, you know, someone mentioned this to me today, and I think it's a fair point. Simply because Jones for Texas has become one of the emotional leaders, but it's a little bit spiritual what's going on with this team. I mean, a year ago, this young man was fighting for his life. He's come back and helping lead this Texas team into the tournament. What a great story and what a good job Shaka has done here of late.
Bain, a 3. Andrew Jones, co-player of the week in the conference this week with Desmond Bain, who knocks down his first 3.
Don't mess with Texas right now.
That ends a streak. TCU had missed their last 7. A lot has gone wrong for them. They're only down 2 points almost midway through the first half.
Yeah, and only their second basket of the game.
Tipped by McCormick, keeping it for Kansas, and then looked like he may have hurt himself falling down. He's back up, but had a little hitch in his giddy up, and then Moss, a 3. They call an official timeout to see if McCormick is okay. That's Jeb Hartness asking David if he's all right. He felt awkwardly. Jamie Dixon wanted to travel on that play. Didn't get it.
Yeah, I think they got away with one. Kansas did. Well, it might have even been a foul there. His foot was kicked from up under him.
McCormick to the bench as Azubuike's come back in for Kansas. Here's Farabello in the game now. He's missed the last couple in concussion protocol.
TCU is always looking for other. You know Bain is going to be their offensive anchor, particularly on the perimeter. But you need another guy. Fuller's been that guy of late.
Shot clock at 2. Off in time. Tried to kiss it in. Missed by Grayer. Offensive board, Ledee. Ball fake Dennis. Back to Bain. He's going to, no, will not shoot that 3. Good ball movement. Grayer from the corner. Off the front rim. And they're going to call a TCU, actually a Kansas foul on Garrett on the rebound, and that's his second.
Well, that was great patience offensively, namely by Bain. I thought he was going to shoot that ball, but he swung it. TCU got a great shot out of the corner. Ledee has been exceptional for TCU on the boards.
So Marcus Garrett, the first Jayhawk to 2 fouls. He's on the bench. Abaji's come back in. Just past the midway point of the first half. TCU down 5. Ledee facing up on Azubuike. Farabello, 4 to shoot. Dennis going to have to put it up. Shot clock expiring. Got it. It's a 2-point game.
Well, it's no surprise. Those are the kind of shots and plays you need to stay in and be in a game here when you're on the road against a Kansas team, especially the way they defend.
Dennis, that's his second made 3. 2 for 3 for beyond the arc so far. Behind the back dribble, Kristen Brown, the freshman, puts it up. Well off the right side. Ledee clears for Farabello.
It's a win anytime you can keep the ball out of Azubuike's hands for Kansas on the offensive end.
A chance to tie or take the lead with a 3 here for TCU. Farabello for the lead. Back rim, bouncing around twice before it has a Azubuike rebound. Agbaji drives and scores.
Well, Agbaji has struggled at different times in the season. He tends to disappear, but anytime he can get going with pace, he's extremely good, especially at finishing around the rim, as athletic as anyone in college basketball.
Dennis trying for his 3rd 3, and he's nailed it. Endrick Dennis, 3 threes so far in the first half.
Yeah, and he's what you just call an offensive baller, meaning he can score buckets on the perimeter. He's gotten hot, which will bode extremely well for TCU.
So Kansas goes back to the reliable Azubuike to make it a 3-point game, and he has a dozen.
Well, I talked about potentially fronting him. You saw what happened there. If you're going to front him, though, you've also got to get ball pressure so you can't throw it over the top. Azubuike will really kill you offensively if he seals you on the front side.
Ledee sets the string. Keep in mind, Ledee's been playing with 2 fouls for quite a while, and they forgot about him in the easy slam for Jaden Ledee.
Yeah, nice roll by Ledee. Azubuike is switching on the pick and roll situation. You got to help him with the roller.
Azubuike doubled. 1 dribble, trying to go up with it, and traveled. Nope. They are going to call a hold and a foul on Farabello. But how about Endrick Dennis keeping TCU right on KU's heels?
Well, Mark, I talked about another guy. That guy is right there. Ed Fuller, he's heated up. And his teammates know what to do. Just find him. He's like a heat-seeking missile right now, getting buckets for TCU.
One-day delivery, video, music, and more with Prime.
Here's a razor that works differently. The Gillette Skin Guard. It has a guard between the blades that helps protect skin. The Gillette Skin Guard.
How fast does Dove Dry Spray actually dry? Dry Spray dries in an instant, leaving these men with nothing to do in this ad. Thankfully, we've got something to fill the time, instantly putting these guys back into their comfort zone. Dove Dry Spray dries instantly and keeps you protected for 48 hours.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Have you ever wondered what the motorcade driver drives when they're not in a motorcade? This one drives a Volkswagen Passat.
Robin brings everyone together.
Yeah!
Some come to share victories. Some a great meal. Around our tables, there's something for everyone. And a little something more. At Red Robin, you get all the fulls.
Red Robin. Yum.
Jamie Dixon's team 1 for 7 inside the three-point arc, but 4 of 10 beyond it, and are only down 1 with 7:16 to play first half. Of course, they beat number 2 Baylor on Saturday. They're getting a chance to play number 2 and number 1 in consecutive games, something K-State already encountered just a few weeks ago, losing to Kansas and Baylor. West Virginia also did it in the 2015-16 season. You see the others, including Kansas, in the Final Four in 08, beat the number 1 team, North Carolina, and then Memphis in the championship game.
Yeah, that's not something to bemoan, Mark. That's an opportunity, and I got that sense and feel just watching the shoot around today, talking to Coach Dixon, talking to the assistants and the players for TCU. They see this as an opportunity, and they're playing that way thus far in this game.
Farabello keeping an eye on the D. 3. Wow, he is smoking hot. Timeout from Bill Self and the Jayhawks because they cannot contain Edric Dennis, who's hit 4 of 5 3-point attempts here in the first half.
Yeah, he's in what you call the zone emotionally and mentally. What I would do, though, a little bit differently, they're putting Ledee on the block, which is keeping Azubuike around the basket. Mark, I'd move him out, him being Ledee, so you can potentially get Azubuike away from the basket, and now you not only have shooters who can space the floor, but you have driving lanes. Anytime you have Azubuike around the rim, you have 0 driving lanes because he covers everything up.
I can't stop Edric Dennis right now.
On
He's
fire.
at 4.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, and he's not even thinking about it right now. When a guy's that hot, and Kansas knows that as they get the timeout, you've got to do what you call pre-rotate, which means be there ahead of the ball, because if you're not right now, he will dot your eye.
Dennis came in shooting only 32% from beyond the arc this year. TCU does have 6 assists. All 6 of their made field goals tonight.
And back to the zone. This zone has got to yield towards Azubuike, because that's where the offense is for Kansas.
Abaji. 1 shot and done for Kansas. Here's TCU. This is their largest lead of the night at 2. Fuller came away with it. Here's Dennis again. Whoa! He stepped back even further. An incredible 5 threes already made tonight by Dennis.
Yeah, and I looked over at the bench looking at Coach Self, and it looked like he said to himself, I told those guys to pre-rotate.
Kansas needs a bucket, so they go to Azubuike.
See, when a guy gets this hot, you've got to guard him now. As you see, Garrett, exactly. You can't wait and play traditional principles when a guy is this hot.
So Garrett's playing with 2 fouls. Bain's going to drive on Abaji and lay it in. Well, normally I think you would see Garrett guarding Bain, but Dennis is so hot, they got to put their best defender, Garrett, on Dennis.
Yeah, and switch. Looks like Kansas.
There's a drive by Toxin. His first bucket of the night. He'd missed his first 2 from the floor.
Yeah, that's some of the quiet success so far that TCU has had, keeping Dotson hot. That won't last the entire night because he's just too good offensively, Dotson.
And Abaji on Bain this time. 5 minutes to go first half. Now Azubuike switched on him, and Bain launches a 3, and the 3 balls are raining down in Allen Fieldhouse from the team in purple.
Well, they switch with Azubuike, and Bain had the little step aside to create some space and knock down the 3, which is exactly what Bain can do as well as anyone in the conference.
TCU's hit 7 of 13 threes. Garrett looks to go up with it, and it bounces off. Azubuike there, though, to clean it up.
They're playing this zone, which is giving them some success, and they are literally, in some cases, when guys get in the paint, as you saw there, not guarding other people.
Azubuike has 16 of Kansas's 25 points. Toxin picks the pocket of Fuller. Garrett driving on Dennis. Foul on Farabello. Dennis.
Well, hats off to Dennis's teammates for TCU because they know where he is on the floor. But I want you to watch this little step aside. See that little kind of hard-ish step aside that Bain did right there. That created the space he needed to get the ball over top of Azubuike.
TCU red hot. They've hit their last 6 from the field. Bain, 8 points. Look what Edward Dennis has done. Dennis is basically saying, all right, I'm going to try to equal Azubuike's production, and he's doing a pretty good job of it right now. Doing it in a much different fashion. 3-ball versus the Azubuike flush.
Our director, Eric Swartzen, asked me earlier today what they, meaning TCU, needed to win this game. One, I mentioned Samuel to possibly negate Azubuike, but another guy with Bain. Looks like they found that if he can last for the rest of this half and into the second half, that gives TCU a chance.
Kevin Samuels come back in with 2 fouls for TCU. Azubuike on the KU bench. Fuller, great ball movement and an easy slam for Kevin Samuel.
There's Samuel. He gets involved. There can be offense there because he's able to finish and he's got the size and the length to balance with TCU's perimeter.
Toxin shoots the open 3, and Kansas needed that. Azubuike not on the floor. Where are you going to get your points? Of course, Toxin's a great candidate.
Well, that's where it shifts. Obviously, the game plan was to go to Azubuike, but with him not on the floor, you got to think of Toxin like Azubuike on the perimeter because that's where the offense is going to go through.
Bain trying to get past McCormick, passed it into the corner. Dennis, blind pass, Fuller. Gonna stay with TCU. We got a great game going in the fieldhouse. TCU up 2, 3:05 to play first half.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
That's a great price.
There you go. Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
Like leather, skin is stronger when it's hydrated, but 9 out of 10 men don't get the hydration their skin needs. That's why Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash has a unique hydrating formula to keep men's skin healthier and stronger.
Doug.
And now, for their service to the community, we present Limu Imu and Doug with this key to the city.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And now, we need to get back to work. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Red Robin brings everyone together.
Yeah!
Some come to share victories. Some a great meal. Around our tables, there's something for everyone. And a little something more. At Red Robin, you get all the fulls.
Red Robin. Yum.
At AutoZone, batteries are kind of our thing. After our free testing, turns out she just needed new cables. This guy, just a fresh charge. And for them, it was time for a change. Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. Getting the job done just got easier.
Here's a razor that works differently. The Gillette Skin Guard. It has a guard between the blades that helps protect skin. The Gillette Skin Guard.
Let's take a small squad behind enemy lines. They call themselves the Bad Batch. Let's finish what we started.
been a frustrating first half for the Jayhawks. Bill Self a few moments ago during this timeout slamming the whiteboard down, trying to get his team's attention. They can win at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title with a win here tonight. And Coach Self looking for his 500th overall win here as the head coach of Kansas. But you got a TCU team who's 1-8 on the road in conference play this year. Their only win came at K-State. A bang three, and right now TCU can't miss. They have made their last 8 field goal attempts.
Well, it's funny because I joked with Bain today in shoot around because I think so highly of him as a player. I said, "You gonna show up?" He said, "Watch."
Well, of those 8 consecutive made field goals for TCU, 5 of them were threes. Dennis lost the dribble into McCormick. Then Toxin has to collect it. Moss, too strong and over the backboard to TCU.
Now, Bain told me, he said, "Watch, I'll bring it tonight." And that's what good players do. Your stars have to be stars when all the stars are in the arena on a night like tonight in Kansas. So, I mean, Bain knows the end is near in terms of his college career, so he won't have this kind of opportunity again. And he's leaving his mark.
They had a game-high 23 Saturday against Baylor, hit 5 threes. He's made 3 threes here in the first half for 11 points. And again, they've hit their last 8 from the floor. 5 to shoot. Fuller trying to feed the D. Garrett able to reach and tip it away. Dotson runs into Bain. They're going to get the foul on Desmond Bain.
Yeah, that was a terrible angle for that pass. I mean, it's the right idea, but there's no angle.
And then the other way, you see Bain kind of use that left shoulder to get into the body of Dotson. No question about the foul there.
You know, we talked a moment ago about Coach Self and how he was slamming down the pad he had. But, you know, this guy here, it all matters. You saw it in the shoot around, his attention to detail, focus. You know, he leaves no stone unturned in terms of his preparation and execution with this program.
Johnson has scored the last 7 for KU to make it a 1-point TCU lead. 9 for Devon. TCU's never won in Allen Fieldhouse. They have beaten Kansas twice, once in Fort Worth, once in Kansas City when KU was the #1 team of the nation.
You know, part of what makes this such a great game, Mark, obviously the score, but before you get to that point, the fact that both of these teams expect and think they can win the game. And that is obvious by the way both teams are playing.
The D on a Baji. And a push by Udoka. It's his first. We're here on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. Catch Kansas baseball. They're taking on Indiana State this Friday at 3 Central, 4 Eastern. It's a 3-game series. They have the Sycamore Saturday and Sunday as well. All here on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. Ledee. A rare miss for TCU. Dotson, tough scoop shot as Abuki. Kansas retakes the lead. 18 for Udoka. Bain tried to bounce it down low to the D. It tossed it away. 8 turnover in the half for TCU.
Well, there's not a lot you can do with this because of his strength and power. 3 guys are falling off of him. Wow. Around the basket. You've just got to do everything you can to get multiple guys in front of him to try to keep him off the board.
And Abuki stepped on the baseline. Out of bounds to TCU with under a minute to play. Well, that's 5 Kansas turnovers. Well, as Azubuike, the practice last night here at the field house, he went the entire practice, has not been favoring the right ankle.
Well, he's fine, clearly. That ankle is a non-factor. TCU has to stay aggressive and meet the pressure that Kansas is trying to apply.
3 to shoot. Bain got another one.
He's good, period. This guy is good. Unheralded, not talked about a lot around the country. But I'm going to tell you, Desmond Bain is a very good basketball player.
He has 4 made threes in the half, 5 from Dennis. Dotson trying to match but can't. And TCU is going to take the lead to the locker room on senior night in Lawrence. What a half for Bain. He hits 4 of 5 threes for 14 points. And Edric Dennis hit 5 of 6 from beyond the arc for 15, as TCU hit 9 of their last 10 from the field to end the half. What a half from Allen Fieldhouse on senior night. TCU leading KU 37-35, and we'll be back with our halftime report from Lawrence after these messages.
At tax time, big wireless companies play games to lock you into a pricey contract. Don't play. Straight Talk now has the Samsung Galaxy A10e for just $99 on America's best networks for up to half the cost and no contract. Straight Talk Wireless.
And Doug.
And now, for their service to the community, we present Limu Imu and Doug with this key to the city.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And now, we need to get back to work.
Our score at the half, TCU 37, Kansas 35. The Kansas Health Foundation halftime show, including the parents' perspectives on senior night, comes your way next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Everyone knows the star players on the court, but what about the ones off the court? Nissan Intelligent Mobility Technologies are calling the shots. They can lend a hand all on their own, whether you're in game day traffic or pivoting into those tight arena parking spots. And when the opposing team's fans suddenly break in front of you, it can even help you stop, so you can keep cheering come game time. Nissan Intelligent Mobility, it's a game changer. Get to Nissan, a proud partner of Kansas Athletics. Please see owner's manual for important feature information.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at Allen Fieldhouse. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, the official hardwood floor care provider of Kansas Athletics.
This is a radio ad for Natural Light. Although you may know us as Natty Light, we've got big news. We made a 6% hard seltzer. So move over, basic seltzers of the world, because Natty Light Seltzer has entered the chat. Our seltzers come in flavors like Aloha Beaches, a mango and peach flavored blend, and Catalina Lime Mixer, when cherry and lime become best friends. Natty Light Seltzer. The seltzer you never saw coming is here. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Catalina Lime Mixer and Natural Light Aloha Beaches flavored malt beverages. Ales in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Coke, we make things responsibly, like boxes that we make by recycling paper and other boxes, bringing eco-friendly shipments right to your doorstep. Coke, we make that. We also take responsibility by banning the criminal history box on job applications, giving a second chance to those who have served their time. A fresh start? We make that. See more at kochindustries.com.
From way downtown.
Nice shot, Dad.
Playing basketball with your daughter and missing on purpose. Watch this. These moments make your house home.
Ooh.
Ooh, another brick.
And no one knows that better than Rocket Mortgage. They've simplified the mortgage process so you can focus on what really matters.
How about the best 2 out of 3?
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Proud mortgage provider of Kansas Athletics. Push button, get mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. 20 minutes of Jayhawk basketball are in the books. Welcome to the Kansas Health Foundation Halftime Show, presented by the Kansas Health Foundation, dedicated to improving the health of all Kansans. The Kansas Health Foundation Halftime Show begins now.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse as the Horned Frogs have come into Allen Fieldhouse and taken the lead into the locker room 37-35. Here are today's UPS My Choice Game Alert stats. UPS My Choice lets you change your deliveries to where it's most convenient so your Jayhawk gear arrives just in time. Sign up at ups.com/mychoice, the official logistics company of Kansas Athletics. Take a look at the stats from the first half, and what dominated that first half were the TCU outside shooters. 9 of 15 beyond the arc. That's 60%. Dennis, 5 of 6, and Bain, 5 of 7 from the field and 4 of 5 beyond the arc. And right there's 29 of your 37 points between Bain and Dennis. The Jayhawks getting it done in the paint, 18 points on 9 of 10 shooting by Doak. But outside of that, only 2 of 7 beyond the arc, had a 3 from Devon Dotson and 1 from Isaiah Moss. But when we've gotten open looks, we have not knocked them down, and Kansas has to do a better job beyond the arc in their defense, because they have to know and have better defensive awareness whenever Dennis and Bain are running around that three-point line. Rebounds 15-14 in Kansas' favor, but the difference in the game is that three-point line. Kansas with only 2 threes and the Horned Frogs with 9. The score at half, 37-35. We'll be back on our Kansas Health Foundation halftime show with a recap and highlights from the first half. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball.
We depend on our drinking water supply daily, but where does that water come from? Your water provider encourages you to get to know your local water source so together we can protect and preserve it. The investments we make as a community to protect our water source now ensure we have a sustainable drinking water supply for the future. Visit drinktap.org to learn more. This message is brought to you by the American Water Works Association and your local water provider.
Pedestrian accidents are on the rise across the country, including a growing number of incidents involving guide dog teams. Guide Dogs for the Blind provides unparalleled training for its guide dogs and their partners who are blind or visually impaired to help them navigate the traffic on busy streets. If you're behind the wheel, please don't text while driving, and keep a close lookout for the thousands of working guide dog teams that cross the streets every day. Thank you from Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Is your life affected by someone else's gambling? If your answer is yes, or you have more questions, Gam-Anon is there for you. Gam-Anon helps family members, friends, and those affected by a compulsive gambler find answers and strategies for dealing with the finances, debts, and strained relationships caused by gambling. Visit gam-anon.org for the national meeting list. Come to a meeting whether or not the gambler in your life seeks help or even recognizes that there is a gambling problem. For more information, go to gam-anon.org.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. Kansas trailing at the break 37-35. Rather than first half highlights brought to you by Bud Light, we're going to stick with our senior night tradition and give you the parents' perspective on senior nights. Caught up earlier today with Mike and Angie Moss, the proud parents of Isaiah.
I want to thank God for allowing Isaiah to have this opportunity to be a Jayhawk and be in the Jayhawk family. I know Isaiah's probably so excited. I'm excited for him. Since Isaiah first stepped foot on the campus, you could just see him just light up. And it's been beautiful here, him being here, and I've been excited for him along this journey. And I'm just excited to be a part of the Jayhawk family.
And Mike, your son's also been lighting up the scoreboard over the last season. How much pride have you felt watching him take on such a big role with the #1 team in the country?
Oh, it's been amazing to me to see. I mean, you know, to watch the Jayhawks period is just amazing. But to see your son to be there and see the way coach and the fans embraced him, it's like, man, I still, you know, I'm still asking myself, is this a dream? You know, I was reading some of the tweets last night, how the fans was thanking them and how coach was just complimenting them. I mean, this is all a blessing, man. I guess when it's all over with, I really believe it's real. I just, you know, I get there tonight and they be like, "Psych, April Fool" or something, man. It's so amazing. And the fans, oh my gosh, to see they call, you know, how they call his name out and how coach giving them plenty of playing time. Man, this is beautiful. Perfect timing. God, grace and mercy for that kid.
What terrific parents. A proud night for the Moss family indeed. It's also a proud night for Udoka Azubuike's United States Guardians from Jacksonville, Florida, Harry and Donna Coxum.
Oh my gosh, I'm very proud of him. I knew when Udoka came here, he came here with a purpose. And I do believe that he has fulfilled that purpose up to this point. And I know this is just the beginning. The ceiling is just not high enough for the plans that I believe Udoka has for himself and the plans that God had for him, ultimately.
Yeah, and I see it. When he got here, he was about 6'8", 185 pounds. And every goal he put in place, he matched it. Academically, every year he made the Honor Society, McDonald All-American, Jordan Brand. He came to Kansas, 4-time academic All-American. So there's nothing too hard for Doak. If he put his mind to it, he's going to accomplish. To say I'm proud of him, that's an understatement. It goes beyond that. So all the people that say he can't do it, he's going to do it. So with that saying, just watch Doak work, and I think the best is yet to come.
Completely agree. And he might go down as the highest field goal percentage shooter in NCAA history.
Wow, that's awesome.
How amazing is that?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And most of his shots are right around the rim. Okay.
That's where we like him, though, right?
I know.
By the way, is it okay that we call him Udunka?
Udunka? Yeah. That's fine.
They did that in high school, so that would be awesome. Yeah.
Good deal. The parents' perspective on senior night. We hope you enjoyed that. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. (37-35) Frogs at the break. Alex Birch has the Buffalo Wild Wings scoring update after this on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Do you love pizza as much as I do? On game day, I love pizza. And at Pizza Hut, I can get a full pizza bundle with the Big Dinner Box. Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box comes with 2 medium single-topping pizzas, an order of breadsticks, and your choice of wings or pasta. What a perfect combo. Pizza and wings or pizza and pasta. It's enough food to feed the entire gang. Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box is that extra special bundle where everyone gets their favorite pizza, pasta, or wings. Call for your Big Dinner Box today. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
When you're ready to retire, do it with a dental plan that gives you the smile power to make your golden years sparkle. When you're 10 minutes late for the breakfast menu and the server isn't a morning person. When your highfalutin son-in-law has grilling suggestions that are all hot air. You need an affordable and high-quality dental insurance plan to protect your healthy smile so you can unleash your smile power. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas.
Hi, this is Bill Self with some straight talk about opioid abuse. We're all taught to share, but giving someone your pain medication isn't generous, it's reckless. Yet 1 in 5 people prescribed an opioid admit to sharing it. These drugs can be dangerous, even deadly. If you're asked to share, say no. Help prevent opioid abuse among your friends and family before it starts. Learn more about safe storage and disposal at itmattersks.org.
Stick around for more Kansas basketball after this on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
As an athlete, you always want to perform at your best, and so do we. We are your sports medicine team at LMH Health. offering performance training, rehab therapy, and specialized care from physicians and surgeons at Ortho Kansas. Our athletic trainers assess sports injuries on and off the field, providing the care you need where you need it. We are athletes who treat athletes to help you stay close and go further. Learn more at lmh.org/sportsmed.
It's time to imagine more for your business with smarter financial workflow solutions from Central Bank. We offer a full set of tools and people to make your business.
Obviously, is Desmond Bain, and a lot of confidence, which started against the Baylor Bears. But these guys have not blinked about shooting threes and knocking them down at every opportunity. It starts with this man, or young man, Desmond Bain. But he's had Mr. Dennis come with him tonight, and he's shooting from logo range consistently. The question is, Mark, is this sustainable? If it is sustainable, these TCU Horned Frogs have a chance here tonight in Jayhawk land.
A chance to knock off number 2 and number 1 in back-to-back games. TCU, you see, they made 9 of their last 10 from the field, including their last 6 threes. As Azubuike, great, 18 points. He had over half the points for the Jayhawks. Kansas has won 37 straight senior nights, meaning they've won their last 37 home finales. You got to go back to the early 80s since they've lost one. That is in jeopardy as well here tonight.
Well, how many times has Kansas been here and teams been unable to sustain the lead after the half?
Kansas, with a win tonight, would guarantee themselves at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title. It would not guarantee the 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament, however. And Bill Self looking for his 500th win as the head coach of the Jayhawks. He's 499 and 109 in his career at KU.
You know, to this point, I was in talking to the coaching staff, namely Coach Dwayne Broussard, assistant for TCU before the game. He talked about if they're going to do anything, they want to slow down Toxin. And so, as good as Azubuike has played, shooting 90% from the floor, I think TCU has to be happy with what they did defensively in spite of the success Azubuike had. And that's because Toxin isn't having a bad night, but he hasn't gotten it going, per se, thus far.
Yeah, the top 2 scorers in the conference on display tonight. Toxin leads the conference in scoring. Bain right behind him, number 2. And Bain had the better first half. He scored 14-9 for Toxin. So here we go, half number 2. TCU in purple starts with the ball.
And this is anecdotal, but the first 3 minutes are critical for TCU because you want to meet the pressure and aggression that you know Kansas is going to bring here. They try for the knockout punch early whenever a team is up on them at home.
3-point shot off the left side. This by Greer.
Aggressive mistakes and or aggressive failure if you're TCU.
Moss had a block by Fuller, but able to get it right back and lay it in.
Well, and just because of what Kansas is going to bring you, Kansas wants Moss to score the ball. They also want to be aggressive, so you've got to match their aggression.
Samuel setting the screen. Toxin went under it. Dennis looking around, finds Greer. Greer with the left hand, scores.
A nice finish by Greer. He's got the right size there. That's hard to guard, going away from the basket with the nice lefty.
First bucket of the night for Jair Greer, whose dad, Jeff Greer, had some nice games here at Allen Fieldhouse when he played at Iowa State. He's the leading scorer in Iowa State history still.
And a great basketball player in his own right, Jeff was.
Azubuike had an offensive rebound, and it was knocked away. But there's Toxin. That's a big little sequence right there to tie the game for Kansas.
Yeah, you know, that kind of swing. Did the right thing, knocking the ball out of the hands of Azubuike. Had the ball low. You want to give up easy baskets.
Bain says, "You're going to leave me open, I'm going to shoot it."
His strength, and it's not obvious there, but part of that is his strength. He's one of the best ball fakers you'll see in college basketball. Watch how many people jump when he's not going to shoot the ball.
It looks like it's going on Samuel. That's his third. So Bain and Dennis are each 5 of 6 from beyond the arc tonight.
Strength comes in with the patience and the balance. Look at the balance, the fake pass. He gets Azubuike turned around. Watch him spin around. Azubuike spin around because he thought that pass was going to be thrown. Holds it back and shoots a wide open three. Little subtle things like that are why I think this young man will be playing someday for money in the NBA. NBA guys watching, I'm telling you, this guy here, he's a pro. I'd be looking at him hard. He's not on a lot of draft boards, but that's okay. I think he has a future at the next level.
Samuel comes out with 3 fouls. Azubuike, who missed his first 4 free throws, just hit his first. And this time switches both.
Well, I just saw Azubuike grab the leg and look towards the bench. I don't know what he was indicating there.
Bain, another open 3.
And another fake. He can get wide open looks all night long because you have to honor his ability to shoot the 3-ball.
Azubuike has a matchup there, has a good matchup, and now some help defense, and a Moss 3 is short. Azubuike really calling for the ball there. Thought he had great position.
And again, anytime you're defending Kansas and you can get someone other than Azubuike to shoot the ball, you've done a good job.
Greer, his second bucket of the second half. 3 minutes into the second half, TCU up by 3. They led by 2 at the break.
And what TCU has done a good job is repetitively going to guys when they get it going. We saw that in the first half with Dennis. But we see that here with Greer.
Azubuike with 3 purple shirts, if not 4 around him. Well, he's laboring a little bit. You can certainly tell he's feeling it. Greer picked up the foul, his first. He's going to make Azubuike earn it at the line. He just hit 2 free throws his last trip, but is 2 for 6 tonight from the stripe.
In some ways, the fatigue may be helping him because it's not allowing him to think about the fact that he's at the line. Free throw shooting is so psychological. I think he's so tired just trying to get the ball up on the rim. Not nervous at all about it.
Settles for 1 for 2 that time. And TCU with the ball in a 2-point lead. You mentioned the first 3 minutes were critical. Well, TCU certainly navigated that well.
Well, I think you get past that. Now it's a game. You can settle down. You've proven you're going to meet the pressure and aggression that Kansas is throwing your way. But do you go back to Greer, who's had his way here early in the second half?
Dennis saw an opening, and Azubuike bats it away with 4 on the shot clock.
Late shot clock. This play has to be designed to get a shot up quick.
Doak's second block of the game. 4 to shoot. As Dennis takes it out, they're going to make a quick sub and bring in Nembhard. He's going to take the spot at Dennis and inbound it.
And Dennis looks like he has a hurt hand there, or wrist.
Yeah, clutching that left wrist. Farabello also comes in, replacing Fuller for the Frogs. Again, 4 on the shot clock as it's triggered in by Nembhard. Bain, catch and shoot. That's a 2. Garrett deflected. Farabello into the backcourt. Moss.
Great
threw it right to Farabello. Bain, a bullet pass goes off the hands of the D, and an opportunity missed by the Frogs, and we come to a timeout.
Well, Bain has decided he's going to put these Horned Frogs on his back. Whoop! Spin. Splash.
in 2 words. Supercars.
When I showed my mom the DNA results, it made her feel proud. They saw us, they recognized us. Ancestry specifically showed the regions that my family was from, the state of Jalisco, the city of Guadalajara. The results were a reflection of our family, and the results were really human. I feel proud about my identity.
Greater details, richer stories. And now, with Health Insights, get your DNA kit at Ancestry.com.
And Doug.
And now, for their service to the community, we present Limu Imu and Doug with this key to the city.
It's an honor to tell you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And now, we need to get back to work. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Honey, you feel so soft and sweet.
Charmin Ultra Soft.
It's softer than ever. Charmin Ultra Soft is twice as absorbent, so you can use less. And it's softer than ever, so it's harder to resist.
You'll always be my lover till the end of time.
Okay, this is getting a little weird. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
North Carolina Duke, Saturday at 6 on ESPN.
Desmond Bain started tonight 5th on the all-time scoring list for TCU, 3 points behind Dick O'Neal, 14 behind Carvin Holcomb. He has passed them both tonight with 17 points so far. So right now, Bain is number 3 on the all-time scoring list for the TCU Horned Frogs. And what a night he has had to this point. Lance, you were general manager in the NBA. What do the NBA scouts think it does?
Well, he's a little bit of sneaky great in terms of what he can do because not a lot of people have him high on their board. He can make shots with NBA range from beyond the arc. His strength is exceptional. It's elite NBA level. And also, he can get a lot done inside the arc. We've seen that tonight, even with his little runners and his ability to make plays. He doesn't have the longest arms. Also, on the ball, he doesn't pressure as much as you would like him to. He'll have to improve there. And he's not incredibly explosive, but he makes up for it offensively with his strength. This guy also, I must say, Mark, is a great human being, and you want him in your environment. Again, I think someday he'll be making money with the logo on his jersey, the logo meaning the NBA logo, which is Jerry West.
Farabello called for the foul. Bain has scored 14 in TCU's last 20 points. The other frightening thing for Kansas, I would think, is that when you look at Desmond Bain, he has really been a great second half player. And you only have to go back to the Baylor game on Saturday where he scored 19. It was 23 points in the second half.
Yeah, and guys stepping up in big games, to your point, such as like the Baylor game, a game like tonight, that says a lot. It's one thing to do it against competition that isn't as good as you are in terms of your team or players that you're definitely better than. But when you come here in the Allen Fieldhouse and put on this kind of performance for well over 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes, that in and of itself shows the level of player that you are.
Well, here's what Scott Drew, the head coach of Baylor, and probably this year's Big 12 Coach of the Year, said after the game. Said, hey, I'm glad Des is a senior. Love cheering for him when we're not playing him, and I'm sure he's cheering for him hard tonight back in Waco. Said he is a monster, and he had a monster game against him. Offensive rebound for Garrett.
TCU, they've done this a lot late in the season, playing this zone. It's been pretty good to them. Got to rebound the ball in it, though.
Who'd that go off of? Toxin thought it went off Bain. He's complaining, but you can't go to the monitor until there's 2 minutes or less in the second half. So it's going to be TCU ball.
It looked like he dribbled it off of his own knee. Yeah, and
Azubuike's leg.
Yeah,
that's a TCU ball.
Yep.
It's a good call by officiating crew and Tony Padilla. I think Dotson thought it went off Bain's leg, but it actually went off Azubuike's leg. Just over 5 minutes into the second half. TCU led by 2 at the break.
Look at the space Moss is giving Bain. I don't think you can do that with him. Yep.
Dotson was having to watch the edge where Nimhard was stationed to shoot a 3, and the pass went down low and an easy lay-in for the D, who has 8.
Yeah, and that was created by Moss's non-pressure on Bain. He's too good of a passer.
Great entry pass over the top from Garrett to feed Azubuike, who now has 24. Steal. Garrett. Timeout TCU. Well, Marcus Garrett did 2 things there. One was the pass to Azubuike, then the steal and score, showing why he is such a big player for the Kansas Jayhawks.
Your TCU baseball season is here, so get your tickets today for Frog Ball USA. Call 817-257-FROG to purchase your season tickets or visit GoFrogs.com. Your TCU baseball season is here, so get your tickets today for Frog Ball USA. Call 817-257-FROG to purchase your season tickets or visit GoFrogs.com.
Are you in the market for a new furnace? Make sure to custom size it with Kate's. Most companies simply match the size of your existing equipment and try to win on price. But choosing the wrong size can lead to problems. Too small and your home won't cool properly. Too big and you'll have a warm upstairs and freezing basement. Kate's Custom Comfort Audit matches the perfect size equipment for your home's unique heating and cooling needs. Get your new furnace custom sized. Call Kate's today for a free estimate.
TCU women's basketball is here, and we want you to join us. Head coach Reagan Peevely and the Frogs are in the midst of an intense season. They need you to pack the Schollmeyer and get loud as they take on the Big 12. Purchase your tickets now at GoFrogs.com. We can't wait to see you there. Go Frogs.
Rally House, shop every team in town, college and pro. Come on, it's time to go.
Vintage Chiefs tees, the newest jerseys, and your favorite hometown heroes. The best of KC local, gifts for the whole family, outfits for your best friend.
Kansas, Missouri, Kansas State, Chiefs and Royals make KC great. Rally House, Rally House. It's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Shop official Chiefs postseason merchandise at Rally House today.
Welcome to the Big 12, a place marked by unmistakable commitment and unrivaled spirit, where every school plays every other, home and away, and champions are crowned in uncompromising fashion. Welcome to the Big 12, a conference unlike all others, where potential is unlimited, performance is unsurpassed, and excitement is unleashed.
Well, Marcus Garrett, over about a 10-second span here, Lance, showed why he is such a valuable member of the Jayhawks.
Well, he can get it done anywhere on the court in terms of what he offers, particularly defensively. You've got to pressure him, especially when he has the ball offensively, but his defense is really what impacts these Kansas Jayhawks. He can guard multiple positions on the floor. You almost want to go away from him, almost like you do a defensive back in football.
And now he's going to tie it up. And the possession arrow to Kansas. And so another play by Garrett.
Yeah, and right on cue about going away from him. The problem is you're going to the best player offensively. And Bain just can't fall asleep at the wheel. When you're on him, he's so good in terms of looking and seeking and finding opportunities.
Moss put it on the floor and then threw it off Azubuike's knee.
I mean, playing here, Mark, I mentioned the Lions Den, and literally, I've been out in the bush before, and they are like lions. They're opportunistic. You can't be sleeping and just kind of lull and dragging, because they'll take advantage and jump on you right away. Again, kind of like walking around in the bush with lions out there.
A travel by Bain. Remind me to take you to Africa with me, because I don't want any part of the Lions.
I don't either, but that's what you're dealing with. I mean, you can't not be disciplined if you're playing Kansas, because they'll sniff it out and exploit it on either end of the floor.
That's Samuel and Azubuike matched up. Garrett driving and scoring. You can see Azubuike move out of the lane and give that driving lane for Garrett. Bain. Foul by Moss.
And that last play offensively by Kansas is exactly what I mean. They exploited the size advantage there with Garrett. He's got a smaller footer on him. They spread the lane. He takes him right to the basket and puts him in it as he scores it.
It's going to put Bain at the line for the first time tonight. In fact, the only free throws for TCU were 4 of them, all hit by Ledee in the first half. Bain, who's their best free throw shooter, just a little long with the first. You see he's been red hot from beyond the arc, though. He's hit 5 of 7. He splits the pair. It's a 2-point game.
Oh!
Farabello steal as Kansas fell asleep at the wheel. Bain, 3! Back rim miss. That was a chance to reclaim the lead for TCU. Dotson, a reach in by Dennis. Now they're going to get Farabello on that.
Very smart of Farabello. Engaged, paying attention. And you're right, Mark. And that Kansas fell asleep at the wheel. The right thing, you can't get many easier looks than that one that Farabello got for Bain.
Farabello back playing tonight, missed a couple of games, only played 6 minutes in West Virginia on February 22nd as he was concussed.
Yeah, and he and Nembhard were out. You talked about it earlier, and that's when other guys stepped up, namely Fuller. And Dennis, guys kind of found themselves through not having those guys for 40 minutes.
Well, Abaji's pass at the bottom of the backboard and caromed out of bounds, so that's 11 Kansas turnovers. Both teams' last few sequences have been a little jagged, a little erratic.
Yeah, and that means someone's got to pull them together on either team and get them a little more efficient. Talking to TCU, their offense is based on a lot of precision and timing.
Screen, Samuel, 4 to shoot. Fuller puts it up in time. Dotson trying to break down Bain, but he stays right with him. Brown passed up to 3. Kristen Brown has really been one of their best three-point shooters and conference players. A drive, not there for Dotson, out but staying with Kansas.
Yeah, Brown is really good with the ball, especially when he gets it going downhill to the left side of the floor. But tonight, Kansas is doing things a little bit differently because a lot of the offense obviously started with Azubuike, in part with senior night. And you can't leave Dotson out on the fringes, so there just haven't been as many opportunities for Brown as there typically would be.
Kansas doesn't have any points from their bench tonight. That changes right there on the bucket by Kristen Brown.
Well, he's part of the future. Our young freshman here will be a key going forward for Kansas.
Punched out by Garrett. Staying with TCU. Timeout. A lot on the line tonight here at Allen Fieldhouse. And right now it's KU up by 4.
I can't believe it. That child really was raised by wolves.
Which one's your mother?
Oh, that's her right there.
Oh, gosh. No. I can't believe how easy it was to save Geico.
Geico. Believe it.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
How fast does Dove Dry Spray actually dry? Dry Spray dries in an instant, leaving these men with nothing to do in this ad. Thankfully, we've got something to fill the time, instantly putting these guys back into their comfort zone. Dove Dry Spray dries instantly and keeps you protected for 48 hours.
Gatorade Zero. All the electrolytes, zero sugar.
Boom, and I really care where my ball to. Bulldozer, make room. Right that pun for me too.
Ready for more?
Bring it on.
Gatorade Zero. Get more out of zero.
Grove makes my life better in a lot of ways. Natural cleaning products come to my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. When you have a kid, it's really helpful to have things come to your house. So why not do the same with my cleaning products?
I love Grove because everything on their site is safe to use. They have very high standards and they vet everything, so I know it's going to be safe.
Grove makes me feel like I have control over my life. I have my time back and I can get what I need without going to the store.
Go to grove.co today to get your free $30 Mrs. Meyer's cleaning kit.
This Friday, Onward is pure perfect Pixar.
Ian and Barley, I'm sending you a spell that can bring me back for one day. Dad?
It's just legs!
It's a sheer joy to watch.
We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of him back.
It's emotional and action-packed. And an enchanting tale of brotherly love.
I can't do it!
You are ready.
Whatever it takes, I am gonna meet you.
Onward, rated PG. Friday.
We're going on a quest.
Two brothers.
Put it in O for Onward!
24 hours.
We only have one day to bring back Dad.
One crazy adventure.
Oh no. What happened?
Looks like you shrunk me.
Disney and Pixar's Onward, rated PG.
You riding the Zion Express or on board for the finals preview? Heat, Pelicans, Bucks, Lakers. Friday on ESPN. Ball for all.
Senior night here in Lawrence, a lot on the line. Devon Dotson, that's something we haven't mentioned. You know, he's got a decision to make after the season. This might be his final game in the Fieldhouse. We know it's the last one for Azubuike. TCU's trying to win against the top two teams in the nation in back-to-back games with a victory here. They beat number 2 Baylor on Saturday, trying to beat number 1 Kansas tonight. And they've never won in the Fieldhouse. They're 0-8. KU with the win clinches at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title and would give Bill Self his 500th win as Kansas head coach. We got 11:40 to play in a 4-point game. Dennis wide open, in and out. Well, TCU, after that great three-point shooting in the first half, now 1 for 6 from beyond the arc in the second half.
Yeah, and that was an out of bounds. I'm sorry, a timeout, out of timeout call. TCU couldn't execute on, and the counter by Dotson. Wow.
Dotson's last trip was his second made 3 of the game, and he's driving and it gets fouled. And Deontay Smith. I think Devon Dotson saying, hey, Bane, I see you. Let me see you and do what I do.
Yeah, and it's the timing of this because TCU has hit a little bit of a lull. And Kansas is just looking for that window, again, opportunistic, to where they could potentially gain some separation score-wise.
You know, after last season, Dotson put his name in for the NBA draft, worked out at the combine, pulled out. He's going to have to make that same decision. So again, perhaps this is his final game in the Fieldhouse. We'll have to wait and see. And he's been a part of this 12-1 Kansas run.
Yeah, not high on a lot of the projections for the NBA, but I tell you what, NBA personnel has to make sure of with Dotson. They got to make sure this isn't Isaiah Thomas. You know, before the injury, the hip injury, he had so much success, especially at Boston.
Blocked by Doak. Kansas, a 9-point lead, their largest of the game. Dotson pulls up, bounces off. Bain going for the rebound, deflected around. Brown has it and scores. Right now the ball bouncing KU's way. TCU in danger of letting this one get away. Call a timeout. A 15-1 Kansas run. And that is always the danger, Lance, when you're a visitor at Allen Fieldhouse.
Well, opportunistic, and the momentum changed. Also, you talked about it, the missed threes, but I thought TCU was a little bit too overzealous about trying to get looks around the basket, especially with Azubuike around the rim. He's going to block and clean all of that up. I talked about it earlier in the game about Ledee and/or whoever, Samuel, pushing out of the lane just to pull Azubuike away from the basket. When he's around the rim, there's really not much there offensively you can get done. The other point I want to make, Mark, is Samuel's a little bit of the missing piece. He's only played about 11 minutes tonight, whereas in the Baylor game, he played almost 30, played 27, 28 minutes. His presence on the floor and ball touches and otherwise are incredibly important for this TCU ball club.
Yeah, he had 2 early fouls. He's been playing with 3 for a while. Bain and 1. And a chance here for a 3-point play for TCU right when they need some life offensively. They get it from their leader, Desmond Bain.
Yeah, that's an out of a timeout play that's called. Great curl cut. See, they vacated the area, even though it's not Azubuike in the game right now. McCormick is who's the big. You want that space around the rim open for drivers.
Azubuike on the bench. Desmond Bain, the TCU senior, with 21 points. Dotson saw a driving lane. Contact comes from Deontay Smith. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage of Big 12 Hoops on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. We're getting into baseball and softball season at KU softball right here on Big 12 Now. Friday, doubleheader, Wichita State and Drake, and then Sunday against Wichita State, all here in Lawrence and all on Big 12 Now on ESPN+.
Now as Kansas extends the lead, it's a 9-point lead, Mark. You've got to come back if you're TCU with similar aggression to what you had in the first 10 minutes of the game.
10-point game. Almost right at the midway point of the second half. Brown reaches for the steal. Went for the slam, and I don't think he got caught between driving it to the rim and laying it in or slamming it. And then now Bain and Dotson. A little jog going on after the play. Dotson's wanting the officials to go to the monitor to look at this.
Yeah, I think it's play on. I think it's play on. 2 guys just competing. I think an inadvertent elbow.
Yeah, there's nothing intentional there.
Yeah, 2 competitors. 2 competitors.
Dotson did pick up his second foul. Garrett on Bain this time. Fires. Nimhart open from the corner. Good. A basket TCU badly needed. First bucket of the night for R.J. Nimhart.
And other is badly needed right now. All the offense is going through and on Bain, which is critical, but you got to have another guy come with you if you're Bain and you want to have a chance to stay in the game against Kansas. You know, contrarily, Kansas has other. Azubuike, he held down the fort for the first 12 to 15 minutes of the game. And then this young man, the head of the snake, if you will, Dotson, has stepped up and started to pull out the full arsenal of what he can get done there. You see TCU gets caught behind the screen, steps in the passing lane with the easy finish. You got to know that the 1-2 punch of Azubuike and Dotson is going to always be looming for Kansas.
See the numbers for Dotson. You can include 2 threes out of 3 3-point attempts. And a perfect 6 of 6 from the line for Devon Dotson. Azubuike, 24 points, 10 rebounds. So for Azubuike, another double-double, his 14th of the season, which leads the Big 12.
Yeah, now you got both of them back on the floor. You got to pick your poison.
Still 9.5 minutes to go here at Allen Fieldhouse on senior night in Lawrence. KU with the win clinches at least a share of the Big 12 title. TCU trying to knock off number 2 and number 1 in back-to-back games. Brown passed up the 3. Floater. Tip as Azubuike. Second chance good and 1.
It's hard. He's just so good around the rim, cleaning things up offensively. Samuel helps. And Greg just gets stuck behind the mountain of a man in Azubuike.
And that's 4 on Kevin Samuel, who comes out of the game. Fouls have been an issue for Samuel, as he's played just 11 minutes tonight. Five to shoot, a 2 from Nembhard. Long for Azubuike, and Nembhard says, I can't let you get the easy stuff there, big man. But that's going to put Kansas in the bonus and a 1-and-1 with Azubuike at the line. So TCU will take that every time.
Yeah, and Azubuike has what I call sneaky mobility, meaning he gets down the floor at times quicker than you would expect. That was one of the areas that TCU struggled in their first outing versus Kansas. They thought that Azubuike got loose too much with easy baskets on runouts.
Well, they hit a front end, misses the second. Push the lead back to 10 for the Jayhawks. Garrett again on Bain. Here's Dennis, who had a great first half. He's been scoreless so far in the second half. 15 in the first. That's a long 3 with the shot clock winding down. Kansas ball.
And that's a 3 that's tipped by Azubuike, which is part of why they're comfortable with him switching out.
And now Dotson hobbling as he'll go to the bench. See the numbers first half. Bain and Dennis almost couldn't miss from beyond the arc. And a little different story here in the second half, but still a lot of time here. A little over 8 minutes, 10-point game.
And Dennis had a remarkable first half, and even though he hadn't quite had close to the success he had in the first half, I thought someone else would step up, namely Greer got it going a minute ago. It can't be just bang.
29 for Azubuike, ties a career high, which he set against Dayton in the championship in Maui earlier this season. Going to have to put it up. Shot clock winding down again. And it bounces over the backboard to Kansas. Just not seeing that offensive flow from TCU now here in the second half, but Azubuike is still Azubuike.
Historic senior night. Throw it down, big fella. Throw it down.
Delivery, video, music, and more with Prime. in 2 words.
Supercars.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Honey, you feel so soft and sweet.
Charmin Ultra Soft.
It's softer than ever. Charmin Ultra Soft is twice as absorbent, so you can use less. And it's softer than ever, so it's harder to resist.
You'll always be my lover till the end of time.
Okay, this is getting a little weird. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Georgia. Georgia.
North Carolina Duke, Saturday at 6 on ESPN.
It's 2020. You can get lattes and car rides and toilet paper instantly on a phone you unlock with your face. And if you had the Thumbtack app, you'd be able to hire people just as fast, like painters and cleaners and plumbers. Thumbtack's the app that finds local pros for you. It shows you prices, reviews, and when they're available. Now you can fix your house the same way you do everything else, with an app. Download Thumbtack today.
Coming into this game, there was question about Udoka Azubuike's right ankle because he rolled over Xavier Sneed's foot in Manhattan. But now it looks like the left ankle of Devon Dotson here as he's trying to defend Dennis right there. Kind of rolls that left ankle, and that took him out of the game. He has not re-entered.
Yeah, that looks like a little more than just a tweak.
That's a live look. Dotson on the bench with just under 7.5 minutes to go.
As I see it, that gives opportunity. I mean, Dotson easily the best player here for the Jayhawks. Also, their main closer. As in closes games for them on the bench. Critical minutes here for TCU and Kansas.
Garrett over the top to Azubuike. You got a 3-second call first, though.
And see, that's the pass. I think you've got to apply a little more pressure to Garrett. You can't just allow him to measure his passes to Azubuike. It'll be lights out all night long if you do.
There were no Dotson on the floor. Brown switches off to defend Bain. He flips it back to Greer. Had to reach for it. Launches the three around and out. Ledee, offensive rebound, finds Greer, who's fouled by Moss. Second foul on Moss. You mentioned it's softball baseball season now. TCU baseball, March 20th at Oklahoma State. They open up a new stadium there in Stillwater that weekend. 20th, 21st, 22nd of this month. All on Big 12 now on ESPN+.
This zone has been very good to TCU. I think they've got to try to throw some full court stuff at Kansas because there's not a whole lot of time left in terms of possessions against the Kansas ball club. They run offense so well.
It's a Brown three. Defense holds there for TCU. A chance to cut in to an 11-point deficit. Dotson's coming back to the scorer's table for Kansas. But the freshman Brown guarding the senior Bain. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Bain trying to create, kicks it to the corner. That went off of Baji's back. And there's going to be 4 on the shot clock as they'll take it out in the corner. Here comes Toxin back in.
With a light limp.
Bain a 3. Too long. Ledee. The shot from Bain never hit the rim, so the shot clock violation before Ledee put the shot up. The putback.
How about the pressure that Kansas is applying on the perimeter to TCU? They're wearing these guys down. You see it in Bain's face and body language. They are physically wearing them down. It just tells you how good a shape these Kansas Jayhawks are in terms of their guys. I mean, Coach Self doesn't go very deep, Mark, in terms of guys that play. They apply a ton of pressure on the defensive end of the floor.
They were checking to see if the ball hit the rim. It did not. That's Kansas ball. That's Joe DeRosa, who, by the way, great official. Yep. He's retiring after this season, so this is his final game at Allen Fieldhouse. He is going to officiate the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. But Joe DeRosa, one of the great ones in stripes.
Yeah, he is. And Joe DeRosa, he also refed in the NBA, which I remember, of course. Not only a great ref, just a great guy. And one of the marks of a great ref is someone who is egoless, which he is.
Oh, my goodness. Garrett to Azubuike. Azubuike may come over the top to get Fuller.
Yeah, Agbaji did an amazing job of jumping over the defense. Can't see it in your picture there, but
yeah,
Greer got caught sleeping. Went right behind him in the zone, which is one of the things you do in the zone, either throw over the top of it or shoot over the top of it, which is why you've got to have ball pressure on the passes.
You know, Agbaji, especially going forward into the Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament for Kansas, for me, he's kind of an X factor, Lance. If they get good production out of Agbaji, the team that's already #1 in the nation, if possible, becomes even more dangerous.
Yeah, and he ebb and flows. There's not many guys that have his level of athleticism, Agbaji, but he literally disappears for moments, and then, as you saw there, flies out of nowhere and shows what he can do. Consistency is what they need from him, particularly on the offensive end of the floor.
Here is Agbaji. Shoots a 17-footer and banks it in.
Wow. There's not a bank open at this hour in Lawrence, Kansas, other than in Allen Fieldhouse.
Under 5 minutes to go. KU by 13. Again, a win for Kansas. They clinch at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title. They're trying to respond there. Jair Greer, who now has 7 points, all in the second half.
Yeah, and I thought they would go there more. Kansas, especially with Greer getting it going early, they have needed another guy beyond Desmond Bain.
Well, there's Agbaji, and that's a legit move to the basket and lays it in. 8 points.
This is classic Agbaji. You hadn't seen him offensively all night long. Then all of a sudden, he gives you the powerhouse alley-oop dunk, and now is showing some of what he can do offensively off the dribble.
Agbaji has scored the last 6 for Kansas. Shot clock again, winding down for TCU, and a lob. Trying to lay in, now to tip it for Kevin Samuel. Second bucket of the night for Kevin Samuel. Again's been saddled with foul issues a lot of the night.
Yeah, and those foul issues, I think, have cost TCU because they need the balance of him offensively. Look behind your zone. Watch Agbaji. He's dangerous.
Moss on senior night. He's one of the 2 seniors playing for Kansas tonight. Fuller. Samuel over Agbaji off the left side. Greer keeps it alive. Garrett trying to tie it up. We're going to get a foul. No tie-up. Foul on Kansas. Going against Garrett. That's his third. But a nice sequence here for Ochai Agbaji of Kansas.
Well, yeah, Dotson and Azubuike have handed it off to Agbaji, and he's letting TCU have it here late in the second half. All Agbaji.
B11.
Is that
Steve Harvey?
Give me B11.
Isn't bingo just an okay use of your hosting abilities?
It's like getting a Samsung Galaxy S25G and not getting it with AT&T, America's best network.
Bingo!
No, you can't have bingo. I just call out 2 numbers. You do this every week.
Get the most from your revolutionary Samsung Galaxy S25G. Switch it now and get 1 free from AT&T, building 5G on America's best network.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Gatorade Zero. All the electrolytes. Zero sugar.
Boom, me not really care where my bump to. Bulldozer, make room. Write that pun for me too.
Ready for more?
Bring it on.
Gatorade Zero. Get more out of zero.
Hurry up.
Come on, hurry.
Guys, come on.
Shoes!
Thanks, son.
Whew, all right. Yeah, thank you.
Quality Time by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
I found a place in my heart. I found a light in the dark. I found my heaven.
The Range Rover Evoque. The only adventure sales event is happening now.
Well, after tonight, just one more day of conference regular season play and a couple of games on Big 12 Now on ESPN+, including the big one, Baylor at West Virginia at 1 Eastern, noon Central, Iowa State at K-State Saturday at 3 Central. And the post-game pressers from Kansas City in the Big 12 tournament will also be here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. And speaking of post-game, we will have an extended post-game for you tonight. For senior night for Kansas, we expect to hear from Bill Self, as well as the seniors, Isaiah Moss and Udoka Azubuike. Stick around for that on the postgame. 3 to shoot. Dante Smith stumbles, spins, shoots from the baseline. Azubuike elects his 12th rebound of the night. 13th makes that. Azubuike's tied a career high with 29 points. And there's a new career high on senior night in Lawrence for Udoka Azubuike. 3 from Bain.
And how about Azubuike's teammates overly buying into the game plan and making sure at every turn he had the ball in the position that he needed it to finish and score around the basket.
Moss came up short, but Agbaji comes up with an offensive rebound for Kansas, and now we're under 2 minutes to go. Kansas keeps possession and a 10-point lead. And this crowd in Lawrence sensing at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title. Another pinball kept by Kansas. And of course, the streak ended last year. Kansas won 14 in a row. Now, Udoka Azubuike, a new career high with 31 points tonight. He has come to play on senior night, Lance.
Well, and his fellow senior, Moss, did not have to pass that. Did the right thing, getting it to the big fella. Right in position to finish it. To be able to score so much, he's not really a scorer in the traditional sense, Mark. He doesn't offer you a lot of moves around the basket, doesn't play a ton with his back to the basket, but yet and still he's able to get a lot done because of his size, strength, and ability to sprawl out around the basket.
Fuller. Dennis, a huge first half, and there's his first three of the second half. He hit 5 threes in the first half. With just over a minute to go, it's a 9-point game. The TCU looks content to play out the shot clock here. Now, the Kansas win, it would be 17 regular season conference titles in the last 19 years. Garrett. Cleared by Samuel. 40 seconds to go. Dennis, another three. Just a tad long. And Moss rebounds. And now the Jayhawks. TCU led by as many as 6 in the first half. Led by 3 at the half. But Kansas, with a push in the second half, is going to win it on senior night, it appears, with just 20 seconds to go. And Kansas.
Checking in the Jayhawk final.
Azubuike. Looks like he's coming out for the final time, perhaps, here at Allen Fieldhouse.
Boy, he was a monster tonight. TCU was trying to do the impossible.
And he replaces Udoka Azubuike.
Guardians, Harry and Donna Toxin from Jacksonville, where they were basically his surrogate parents when he came to the United States from Nigeria. Played at Potter's House Christian Academy in Florida. His birth mother couldn't make it tonight, Azubuike's. But his parents, in essence, here from the United States are here, Harry and Donna Toxin, and they got to see quite a performance from Azubuike in his final game at Allen Fieldhouse. And the Kansas Jayhawks have clinched at least a share.
And he replaces Udoka Azubuike.
A standing ovation for the two Kansas seniors and hugs all around for Doak as he goes down the line, hugging every member of the Kansas coaching staff and now each of his teammates as well. 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Dotson dribbling it out as the Rock Chalk chant picks back up. Shot clock down to 3. He wants to give the turnover to Kristen Brown, so he throws it off to him. Make the rookie take the TO. Bill Self smiling at that gesture by the sophomore. Just 2.4 seconds. TCU will get it in. And a new streak starts tonight. The Jayhawks are Big 12 champions. You can chalk it up. Conference title number 62 and 500 KU wins for Bill Self.
Well, they weathered the storm tonight. An unbelievable barrage of threes by TCU in the first half. Put Kansas in the locker room down by 2, but Isaiah Moss and Udoka and Devon Dotson were not going to go out as losers on their senior night. Devon Dotson took it upon himself, ended up with 18. Doak, though, with a career high 31, an almost perfect night 13 of 14 from the field.
A quick timeout. We'll come back with senior speeches right after this. KU wins at 75-66 on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
On the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. You've been listening to live play-by-play coverage of Kansas Jayhawk basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery. Dream bigger. Bud Light. This basketball season, keep it crisp with Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Intrust Bank. Proud supporter of Kansas basketball and all Kansas athletics. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. The Jayhawk postgame show is next as our coverage continues on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
The 2019 Ford F-150 is... Wait, what's the word? How would you...
Venture card, you were an unlimited double
clinched
miles in every
the 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament. We'll see how things play out on Saturday, but for now, Kansas knows they're going to at least share the Big 12 regular season title.
Yeah, and the thing I love about what's happening right now, Mark, is these trophies and these players and this celebration, what it shows to me is they understand how crucial, how critical, how difficult, and how important it is to celebrate winning. There's absolutely, positively no substitute for winning. And that's exactly what Coach Self, the players this year, and historical players have done with this program here in Lawrence, Kansas.
So the Big 12 tournament begins at the Sprint Center up the road in Kansas City on Wednesday. Here's the way it looks right now. Again, obviously it's fluid. The bottom 4, 7 through 10, have to play on the first day, Wednesday. And how about Texas right now? That was a team that was left for dead not long ago. And right now, they would be the 3 seed. KU the 1, Baylor the 2. But again, we have to play out through Saturday to iron all this out.
Well, in track, they call it running through the tape. Run to the finish line, and that's what Texas is doing. But to your point, Saturday matters because it's been all about trading places of late in this conference. So just know, all hands on deck for all teams with the final games coming up this weekend in the Big 12.
That trophy obviously is from a couple of years ago, but they have a few to spare that they can use as a demo model for the 2020 that they'll be getting eventually. We welcome you to the postgame here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. We expect to hear from Bill Self as well as the seniors, Isaiah Moss and Udoka Azubuike.
Well, and I don't think one person has left this building, Mark. They are here to honor these players in this program and celebrate on what's become an incredibly special night for the Jayhawks.
Photo time for the Jayhawks. The run ended at 14 straight years a year ago. The Big 12 regular season titles. Perhaps a new streak has begun here for the Jayhawks.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the video board as we represent and recognize this year's senior class.
Well, sometimes the measurement of champions is how they respond to difficulty. And this is the response, Mark. Pretty impressive. Right back on top.
You know, Lance, Big 12 Player of the Year. Obviously, Devon Dotson's a candidate. Jared Butler from Butler. There are others. Azubuike's a candidate. For me, and this is no disrespect to the guards that I just mentioned that are a Player of the Year candidate, there's no question Azubuike is the most valuable player in the Big 12. There is nobody else like him, not only in the conference, but probably in the nation. And if you take him away from Kansas, it completely changes their team offensively, defensively. For me, he's the Big 12 Player of the Year.
You wouldn't get much of an argument from me. Not only that, I think he turns this new era of basketball on its face in terms of space and pace and playing with all smalls. That's in part why he's not in the lottery or projected to be in the lottery. If this were 8 to 10 years ago, he'd be a lottery pick. But in this new era, but with teams who want to play that way, this is a guy that can get a lot done around the basket in terms of controlling the basketball game.
Now Bill Self going to address the crowd here at Allen Fieldhouse.
How about these Jayhawks? It's been a great year, obviously, and the guys have handled themselves so well, considering some of the things that we've had to go through, but they've been mature, they've been disciplined, they've been responsible, and basically they play their butts off every night for each other and for you. You know, last year we didn't take a step backwards, but we definitely took a step sideways because we couldn't bring home the title last year. And certainly this year, when we're 2-1 in the league and chasing a team that may be as good as anybody, it didn't look very good. But these guys grinded. They played every game. They played almost every possession when there was actually no margin for error, and they came through. And of all the teams that we've had win a Big 12 championship, I can honestly say I'm more proud of this one than anyone that we've ever had here before. Hey, we've had some guys have some great individual years, without question. We may have the best perimeter defender in America, in Marcus Garrett. And not we may, we have the best point guard in America in Devon Dotson. And everybody contributed, but they say you're only as good as your seniors. And fortunately for us, we got two outstanding ones. The first one has only been here for about 7 months. But we have no chance to be having that right there if he didn't come here. And that would be our 5th-year senior, college graduate, 3.6 grade point average student, the best shooter on our team, from Chicago, Illinois, Isaiah Moss.
I just want to start by thanking God. I don't think there could be a better way to end the season by winning the Big 12. I want to thank my family. When I decided to come to Kansas, my 2 sisters decided to move out here with me just for support. I want to thank my teammates for pushing me every day, making me better, and also the coaching staff. I want to send a special thank you to Coach Self. He pushed me hard. He brought something out of me that I didn't even know I had in me, so I appreciate that. And lastly, I just want to thank the fans. I've been to a lot of arenas in my college career, and there's nothing like this at all. When I say this, I think I can speak for all my teammates. We're going to do all we can to bring the national championship home to y'all. Rock chalk. Isaiah Moss. For those of you that have been coming to senior night for many, many years, that was exactly 24 minutes shorter than Wayne Simeon's in 2005.
okay? Isaiah, you great. All right, the next senior, probably, we've watched him grow up as much as anybody that's ever played here. Came here at age 16. Think about that. From another country, come here at age 16 and know nobody. And walking around a campus with 18 and 19-year-old freshmen, and you're 16 and should be a sophomore in high school. And he came here and he grew up fast. He's had an up and down career because obviously health was an issue twice, and he only played, I believe, 11 games one season and 9 games the other season. But we've all watched him mature and grow, and I can say that I think that Dodd is the best point guard in the country. But give it up for the best post in America, Udoka Azubuike. Also, 2 games ago, Doak scored his 1,000th point, all right? And today, I don't know how many Doak have today. 33, 31? If you made your free throws, you'd had 36, so Udoka Azubuike.
Coach said don't go over 5 minutes, but I don't know. I might go over that. First off, I want to thank God Almighty for giving me the opportunity to come to Kansas and play the sport of basketball. I want to start by thanking Coach Rob because he was the one that recruited me. He started recruiting me when I was a sophomore in high school, and he used to like text me and call me all the time. You know, he'd tell me how great Kansas was and you know how awesome it is, how awesome the fans is. But like sometimes when he called me, I try to ignore the phone call because he called me every time. Like after every practice, after every game, I check my phone, it's Coach Rob. I'm like, oh my God. No, but for real, Coach, I thank you for everything you've done for me, man, for real. Like I thank you for all my progress at KU, you know, for improving my game and everything, you and your wife and your family. I really appreciate you, for real. I'm gonna thank Coach Q for always testing us, positive test, keeping us aligned every time. You know, all the text messages, the lock-in and everything, man. I appreciate you for that. Like, those tests means a lot to me. Like, sometimes I wake up and I see all those tests. I might not respond sometimes, but, you know, like, I'm thinking about that stuff. I appreciate you. I want to thank Coach T. Coach T, man, during practice, man, Coach T is hilarious. Like, you got to come to our practice and see. Like, he always investigating stuff, always got something to say. But for real, I appreciate you for all the advice. For the advice on the game, free throw. Like, I might be standing over here and I'll make 3 free throws, and then I miss one. After the game, Coach T be like, you got to bend your knee. It's your knees. I'm like, Coach T, you don't think it's something else? It's just my knees. What if I was tired or something? No, he said, no, that is your knees. So, Coach, I appreciate you, man, for all the advice and for all the love you showed me. So thank you. To my man, Case. Man, me and Case, we have such a unique relationship. Ever since I came to KU, I mean, if I have any problem, if something is going on with me, I always talk to him, and he always gives me advice on life, on everything. You're a fine young man, and I appreciate all you do for me. Thank you. Coach Howard, man, I'm gonna miss you, man. I'm gonna miss all the after every away game, every win, all the dance move you putting on, and all the fun time. I appreciate you, man. You're really a good recruiting coach, and I just want to say keep doing what you're doing. Coach Brandon Shad, appreciate you for all the tests. You be testing us about practice, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I don't be wanting to practice. When I wake up, I see that test, I'm like, oh my God. But I appreciate you, man, because that test, testing us, everything that's going on, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Rams, man, I know we only got 1 year to work, but now I see why you're one of the best in the business for real. I mean, all the NBA guys love you for everything you do. I mean, you really are good at what you do, and just keep doing you and keep helping us grow. And I appreciate you for all the advice you give to us during the weight room, during lifting, and thank you. Also, I appreciate you, P. Like, my recruiting, I spoke to you and Joel Embiid a lot when I was getting recruited to Kansas. And then I appreciate you for all the advice you gave me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And then to my man, Chad. Man, me and Chad been through a lot. Like, man, I feel like me and Chad know everything about me. Like, I've been in the training room since I came to KU. Like, me and Chad always bump head. We go way far. Like, during, like, when I was doing my surgery and everything, he was there for me. And it got to a point where I don't even need to write my name or document. He already know all my name, all my details and everything, because he been with me the longest. Like, he knows everything about me. And I appreciate you for all you do for me, for real. Like, without you, man, I don't think I'll be able to play right now. I thank you for all the help, and I thank you for all the support, and I appreciate you. And then I want to thank the managers. Like, a lot of you don't know what they do for us. Like, they help clean the locker room. I know my teammates, some of them can be really dirty, but you keep it, like they do a lot of job, come late night, clean, take care of our clothes, make sure that everything is right. And I appreciate you guys, man, for all the hard work you guys put in. I want to give a special shout out to Scoot right there. Man, Scoot is the man, man. Everybody give it. Scoot right there, he's the man. Yes. Man, Scoot is the most accessible human being you can ever see. Like, even during my recruiting visit, when I came to Kansas, like, Scoot talked to me. Man, I fell in love with Scoot, like, just the way he spoke to me and everything. And then the way he talked to me, I felt comfortable around him. And he gave me advice every now and then. He check up on me, text me every now and then. Man, I appreciate you. I know you've been through a lot. Like, I pray that God continue to keep you for us, for the University of Kansas. Thank you, Scoot. I want to thank the academic staff. I want to thank Bobby, Vince, and Coach. Man, they did a lot for me. Like, sometimes I go over to the office and just sit down with them, and we have discussion. We talk academic. We talk all type of stuff. And I appreciate them. I feel comfortable. Like, I got somebody that I can really talk to. So, Bobby, Scoot, Vince, wherever you are, you guys are appreciated. Thank you. And then I want to also thank Joanna, the ticket. She do everything. When you need a hug, she's there to give you a hug. She's there to take care of the ticket and everything. She does a lot. And Joanna, I don't know where you are, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I wanna thank my host parents, Mr. and Mrs. Harry Custom. I know they're here somewhere. They're right there. My host mama, my host dad. They're right there. So I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but when I came to the state, like I was dealing with a lot. Like I had so much going on for me. I just lost my dad. My dad passed away, and I just came to the state. Like nobody know me, but they took care of me. They had me on their own hands and took me as one of their own son. And we've been through so much for real. Like even Ms. Donna know that. Like sometimes I test her. It got to a point. Sometimes I feel like giving up throughout all the adversity I've been through. But like they stood there with me. Like they test me, they give me advice. My host mom, she tests me every morning. She gives me advice. She encourages me. And my host dad, I really want to tell you that I really appreciate you for all you guys have done for me. Like I really meant it for it. I love you guys. I want to thank Harry. I know Harry is not Harry Jr. is not here, and Chandra and Bishop, everybody that have been a part of this journey. I appreciate you. And also, I want to thank my teammates. They're like brothers to me, right? Yeah, like we go through battle every time. Like we argue, you know, we laugh, we do all, you know, we've been through it all. Like I want to tell you guys, like, you know, like we've been through a lot. Like regardless of if we talk sometimes, we don't talk. Like I really want to tell you guys, like I love you guys, man, for real. Like I appreciate all you guys have done. Like being able to play together as a team. We got so much to accomplish. Man, I'm so excited for this season and what we have done, and we still got a long way to go. That's why I appreciate you guys. And also, I want to give a shout out to my mom. I know she's not here. My mom she's back in Nigeria, and the only time I get to see her was the Final Four, and that was the only time I've seen her in a minute. And it's been like 7-8 years since I saw her. So I want to tell you guys that if we go to the Final Four this year, I get to see her. So Jayhawk Nation, let's go to Atlanta. Hey, but last but not the least, I know I'm not going to forget Coach, man. I'm not going to forget Coach Steph. I know he's over there thinking that you forgot me. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, but for real, like, we've been through so much, man. I'm going to tell you a little story about Coach. When Coach was recruiting me, he always tell me about this pastor, Bishop Benson Idahosa, how he met him and how cool, you know, every time Coach Steph calls me, he always talking about this Bishop Benson Idahosa. Like he always tell me how he met him and how cool it was to meet him. And in my mind, I'm like, why is Coach telling me about Bishop Idahosa? Like he died in 1998. I wasn't even born then. So I was, you know, I thought that was kind of funny. But I thank you, Coach, man, like for everything you've done for me, like for real. I appreciate it, man. You've been a leader to me. You've been, you know, consistent in everything you do. Like, you know, just watching you from afar, like you taught me a lot about life. You taught me a lot about hard work, about being consistent, about, you know, never giving up. And for that, like, I appreciate you for everything you have done for me, for real. I really do appreciate it. And then I want to give a special shout out to the best fans in the world, for real. You guys rock for real. Like, it don't matter who we play. We might play a Division II school, or we might play, you know, one of the best teams in the country. You guys always show out. You guys always support. And now I know why we got the best fans in the world. Like, you guys really rock for it, and I appreciate all you guys have done for it. And I want to tell you guys that we're not done yet, for real. Like, we're not done. Keep supporting us, keep encouraging us, and let's go to Atlanta. Rock Chalk.
I'll say this. Udoka Azubuike didn't miss thinking anybody, I don't think. Well done by the Big Bear.
Incredibly well done and emotional at times, long at other times, but also very appropriate given the performance that he had tonight with these Kansas Jayhawks. And I think no one left and everyone loved every single moment, Mark.
And nicely done by fellow senior Isaiah Moss as well. Much quicker and shorter, but just as pointed as well. We think both seniors, special place right here. And they win it tonight and clinch a share of the Big 12 regular season title.
Oh, and I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else. I had a great time in this special place with you, Mark. What a great performance by these Kansas Jayhawks.
Always a pleasure, my friend. For Lance Blanks in our
And let's go to Atlanta. Rock Chalk.
Udoka Azubuike. What an excellent job. He knocked it out of the park. Your two seniors, Isaiah Moss and Udoka Azubuike.
Probably about 30 minutes worth of speeches, and 28 minutes of it was Udoka after Isaiah Moss. Short but sweet, but so cool to see, like we just said. We've watched this kid grow up, and I don't know if 4 years ago he would have been able to go out here and speak in front of 16,000 fans like he just did there. Pretty cool.
He nailed it. Great job, and I love it when he said, I got to see my mom for the first time in forever when we went to the Final Four at San Antonio, and if we make it to Atlanta, I'm going to get to see her again, so let's make plans for Atlanta. Gotta love that. 75-66, your Jayhawks are Big 12 champions, and a senior night send-off with a victory for Doak and Isaiah. More of our Kansas Insurance postgame show coming up on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
I have to go to the gym and untangle my headphones while warming up on the treadmill. And I'll finally untangle them 4 miles later, at which point I'm going to be real tired. Oh, yeah!
Motorcycles make everything exciting. And when Geico makes it easy to switch and save on motorcycle insurance, it's even more exciting.
And once I put my headphones in, I realize my phone's dead. Then I get to run in silence.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Step up your game with top-performing Case IH equipment. From combines and tractors to a complete lineup of hay and forage tools, Case IH offers the equipment you need to have a championship season. Now, for a limited time, get 0% financing on new Case IH equipment. Visit Bruna Implement Company or go to caseih.com/University of Kansas. For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification and C&H Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Jayhawk basketball returns in a moment on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack Hanna. Since I was a boy, I've been fascinated with animals, especially their tireless work ethic. Just look at birds who gather supplies to build nests, or penguins who travel up to 500 miles to secure food for their families. This work ethic is shared by our best friends, canines who perform life-saving work every day. Dogs comfort returning veterans. They work with diabetics, alerting them when there's a change in their blood chemistry. Working dogs are valuable in many ways. So please join me and American Humane in supporting our heroic working dogs. Go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more.
We depend on our drinking water supply daily, but where does that water come from? Your water provider encourages you to get to know your local water source so together we can protect and preserve it. The investments we make as a community to protect our water source now ensure we have a sustainable drinking water supply for the future. Visit drinktap.org to learn more. This message is brought to you by the American Water Works Association and your local water provider.
Pedestrian accidents are on the rise across the country, including a growing number of incidents involving guide dog teams. Guide Dogs for the Blind provides unparalleled training for its guide dogs and their partners who are blind or visually impaired to help them navigate the traffic on busy streets. If you're behind the wheel, please don't text while driving, and keep a close lookout for the thousands of working guide dog teams that cross the streets every day. Thank you from Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Out to Moss for three. Boom! bullseye. Isaiah Moss on his senior night, and KU goes up 5. KU would go on to win it 75-66. Welcome back to our Kansas Insurance post-game show. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. This was a neck-and-neck ball game in which Kansas trailed by 2 at the half after 9 first-half threes by TCU. They trailed by 2 for the first few minutes of the second half, but a 17-3 run from about the 17-minute mark in the second half to the 10-minute mark in regulation. That's what blew the game wide open. Marcus Garrett was so key in the midst of that run. Multiple steals and points off those turnovers. There's our buddy Clay Young stopping by. Good to see you, my man. There's a senior night to remember. Sorry for that, but he just tapped us on the shoulder. Got to say hello. He was a senior on his senior night a couple of years ago with Devontae and Svi. Always good to see Clay. Anyways, Kansas, in the midst of that run, got great defense from Garrett as the catalyst. Udoka Azubuike just kept on dunking the ball, and obviously Devon Dotson was special as well. Dotson would finish with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. He was terrific. But Doak's going to be our pick for player of the game. 31 points, a new career high, 2 more than his previous personal best of 29 versus Dayton. 14 rebounds as well. Yet another double-double, his 21st career double-double for Doak and 14th on his senior season. How about 5 blocks as well for Azubuike? Greg mentioned he thinks Dotson is the Big 12 Player of the Year, and maybe he's right. But what if the media, who typically votes based on stats, goes with the conference's top scorer at 18 points a game? But the coaches who have to game plan for Azubuike and know more than anybody the impact he has on both ends of the floor, what if the coaches pick Doak? What if the media pick from the AP is Dotson, but the league's head coaches vote Azubuike? If that's the case, both of them will go up in the Allen Fieldhouse rafters on the south end. We'll see Doak's number 35 and Devon Dotson's number 1. If that's the case. Maybe that's how we settle this great debate. Dot versus Doak. Doak versus Dot. Who's the Big 12 Player of the Year? My hope is coaches say one thing, media says the other. We'll just have to wait and see. We're only a few days away from finding out. Let's bring you the UPS My Choice Game Alert statistics. UPS My Choice lets you change your deliveries to where it's most convenient so your Jayhawk gear arrives just in time. Sign up today at ups.com/mychoice, the official logistics company of Kansas Athletics. Jayhawks wound up shooting 54%, 29 of 54. They held TCU to 42% shooting. The Frogs were 13 of 29 from 3, though. That's 45%. That's very, very good. Kansas 3 of 12 from beyond the arc, just 25%. 9 of 11 were the Frogs from the free throw line. Kansas 14 of 23. A big part of that was Azubuike going just 5 of 13. The rest of the team was 9 out of 10, but Doak 5 of 13. Now, those are free throw numbers. How good was he from the floor? 13 of 14 for Azubuike, a near perfect senior night from the floor. 13 of 14. He may have cemented his lead in the nation in terms of field goal percentage this year and may have created an even bigger gap in his pursuit of Taco Fall's career record for NCAA career field goal percentage. 13 out of 14 this late is huge in that regard. But let's keep in mind, Doak could have as many as 10 games remaining after tonight. Other individuals, 9 points out of Garrett. 8 from Ochai Agbaji, 5 for Isaiah Moss, 4 for Kristen Brown. David McCormick and Tristan Inaruna played but did not score. On the big senior night for Doak, there wasn't much left over for David. He only played 5 minutes. Inaruna only played 3. Silvio returns from suspension on Saturday, but it's hard to imagine where he's going to fit in to this rotation now that Kansas is exclusively a 4-round-1 team, 4 guards, 1 big. And with the type of playing time Azubuike is commanding and McCormick behind him, it'll likely take foul trouble or, heaven forbid, an injury to get Silvio back in the mix. But he does return in terms of eligibility on Saturday. Kansas wins this one. Jayhawks winning it by a final of 75-66. Coach Bill Self is ready and standing by with Greg Gurley inside the Kansas locker room for the Martin Pringle post-game Bill Self interview.
Well, back here for the Martin Pringle Bill Self post-game interview, took TCU's best shot in the first half as they go into halftime up by 2 after shooting 9 of 15 from a three-point line. Came out in the second, and once again, Marcus Garrett started the Kansas run with his defense. Doak and Dot carried the load, combining for 49 tonight, and you win at least a share of your 15th Big 12 championship.
Yeah, it was hard. TCU played great. They played great the first half. It's one thing to guard them. We just didn't guard two guys, but they were 9 of 11. Even good players that you leave wide open don't go 9 for 11, and pros. But these guys were both great. We did a good job on Dennis the second half. Maine, I think, ended up getting about 10 the second half, but we turned it up defensively second half, and certainly Dot and Doak, especially the first half, kept us close, and then the second half we kind of kicked it in there a little bit through a defensive stretch. But really proud of the guys. We didn't play our best, and but certainly it meant a lot to our team to be able to lay claim to being Big 12 champions again. And now the question is, do we share it or win it outright? So let's just take a deep breath, enjoy this, and go down to Lubbock and play with a free mind and have some fun because for the first time in a long time, we can actually breathe a little bit because we've been looking up for a long time.
We talked about Doak. Your senior was unstoppable in 2 games versus TCU. 51 points and 29 rebounds against a guy in Kevin Samuel who averaging about 9 boards and 3 blocks a game, and Doak just toyed with him. 31 tonight on 13 of 14 from the field and 14 rebounds.
Yeah, I don't remember the one he missed. But I guess I think he missed one early, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he was awesome, and I'm telling you, Doak ankle was bad. Bill said no, it's really swollen and everything, but structurally it was strong. It was just swollen, and he said on Monday he thought he could try to play, and there was no trying to it. He was good, and he was explosive, and defensively he was fantastic again. We struggled switching ball screens with he and David in the first half, so we quit doing that. But I thought that he was just terrific. I thought Isaiah gave us good minutes, even though he didn't make shots. And then Marcus and Dot were rock solid. Dot gets a quiet 18, but we got to have everybody. Everybody, we're going to play 8 guys, and some of the 8 don't get a chance to play a lot, but we got to contribute better in some different areas. But we'll do that. We'll get Ochai and Christian being a little bit more aggressive, and when that happens, then we'll be really hard to guard.
Well, it's about every other game. Doak plays well, then Dot, but tonight you had both of them. You look at Dot's line, 18 points, 5 of 12 from the field, made all of his free throws, and when we were laboring to score, he kind of triggered that run where he had 7 straight.
Yeah, in the second half. The first half. Yeah, we could. Their zone gave us problems, and it shouldn't have, but it did. And really, we end up. I don't know what we end up shooting. What is that? 53% or 54? I can't read that very well. But but a team plays zone. You should get off more than 12 threes and make 3, and so that's something that we got to do. We're kind of living on the edge by getting outscored from the 3-point line like we did. I mean, we got outscored 30 points from the 3-point line today and still win by 9. That's unbelievable, but that's not a recipe for success moving forward.
I know you don't like this stuff, but 500 wins here at Kansas for you in less than 17 season, just amazing. Congratulations.
Well, thanks. That's the nicest thing I think you've ever said to me.
Really?
So, yeah, I think it is. But 500 that's a pretty big number. But you should win a lot of games coaching here because you're always going to be able to recruit good players. So I'm excited for that, but not near as excited I am with what potentially lies forward for this team.
Yeah, you talk about what lies forward. Texas Tech on Saturday. We're 8-0 on the road. You control your own destiny, and you can win it outright in Lubbock on Saturday.
Yeah, and Baylor's had an unbelievable year, and Tech is good. We know that. Everybody knows that. They were national runners-up last year and one possession away from being national champion. And they'll, Chris will have those guys so jacked. Especially as hard as they played at Baylor and lost in overtime. It'll be a hard game, but it'll be a fun game though, and we'll look forward to going down there and competing.
All right, congrats on 500. See you on Saturday. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Coach.